Hey everybody, we are back with the PS4 Tournaments Open series. I'm joined with KP, and we have more Soulcalibur 6 action on the EU side of things.
Yeah, it's a bit early, but we love it. On their side, they're primed, they're ready to go, they're deeper into their days than we are, but it's never early or late enough for some Soulcalibur action. We can get it anytime, and with that being said, man, it's just a wonderful thing. France populating the majority of the bracket once again. Any surprises for you?
No, I guess if you want to call it a surprise, the only surprise is how strong this bracket is this month, because like it is real stacked, a lot of high quality players right now. But if you guys are unfamiliar with the PS4 Tournaments Open series, we have a little thing that can get you caught up to speed here for just a moment.
The EU January monthly final saw some incredibly intense matchups and a slew of players trying to take down the one and only SP Rufus. First off, Dark City and Etchison Senpai faced off, and even after a valiant effort from Dark City, Etchison would move on to the semifinals.
And this could be curtains.
Next up were two Open Series regulars, Jabber JJ and Blade of Flame, with a surprising Terra Mirror match. Try saying that 5 times fast. And sadly for Jabber, Blade would prove to be the superior Terra, taking it 3-0.
Command grab, that's gonna finish it off right there though.
Then it was SP Rufus versus Portuguese player Leandro K in 1996. While Leandro would manage to take one round, Rufus still came out on top, 3-1. The final quarterfinal match would take regular B-Boy Skyzo up against Carlos 1542. B-Boy Sofitio was looking really strong as he took the match 3-0. In the semifinals, SP Rufus would take on B-Boy Skyzo, and Etchison Senpai would take on Blade of Flame. SP Rufus and Blade of Flame would each take their respective matches 3-0, moving them on to the upper bracket finals. Blade of Flame would try their hardest to take down Rufus's Taki, but alas, wasn't enough, and SP Rufus would move on to the grand finals.
Yes, and that's gonna be enough.
Down in the lower bracket, B-Boy Skyzo managed to earn the run back against SP Rufus in the grand finals. And as Rufus was up too, B-Boy looked like they might turn things around in their favor, winning a game. However, Rufus still got the final round and would become the January monthly champion for the EU.
Oh my god, and Carter just with the tip for the aerial assault, but that is going to be curtains.
PlayStation.
Yeah, so nothing new here. When it comes to previous champions, there's been a dance of sorts, and I'm sure everyone in the chat has access to reading ability for the most part. Rufus and Keeve, the eternal rivalry. I think the only difference is whether or not Keeve decides to show up for a month, but the reigning defending champion right now going into 2021 is Rufus, and if you take a look at what happened this month, it was the Keeve show through and through. Rufus only able to take him down just the one time in that final week. Taking a look at the bracket, however, a tale of a tournament's a bit more than 2 players, as they have an additional 6 here to make up the top 8. The good luck charm, Ganondorf, also out of France, one of my personal favorite people, is going up against Yin, representing Portugal. That should be really good. New name to the Open Series Finals, Xavier Carbo. Very nice, got a little more background on him, and we'll get to that. And Momo coming in repping Germany, Etchison Senpai, who is a fan favorite but always seems to get such a tough draw in the first match of a monthly final. It's going to be going up against none other than Keeve, dominating February, and last time we saw him, he was winning the monthly final for December at the end of last year.
But we got to get through our first round, and we got to get through all that stuff to get to these prizes. $400 for first place, second, $300, third, $200, fourth, $100. $100 money match, basically, as soon as you get to that fourth place qualifying match. Every match that you win after that, $100 more in your pocket. Real easy money, real easy to get if you, have the ability to do so. But everybody has the ability to sign up for one of these things if you guys go to compete.playstation.com. You have to go through the weekly qualifiers like you saw, Rufus and Keeve getting W's on. But You don't have to get the W's on that. You just got to place well enough, right? Then you can make it to one of these monthly finals broadcasts.
Can I show them how easy it is? Watch this. You know, I just open up a page. I type in compete.playstation.com. I'm already on this. That's actually crazy. That took very little effort. And you two can be the next champion we crown here. Put some extra money in your pocket. You love to see it, man. I mean, it doesn't take much.
Yeah, I mean, like KP showed you, it's all from the comfort of his home right there. I could do the same right now. If I wasn't on the broadcast, you know, the tournament already started, so I can't sign up, unfortunately.
Hey, listen, man, you got to try something. You know, maybe one day one of these guys just, you know, forgets to log in or just doesn't hit the time before the sign up stop, and there you go. You just snuck in, steal a seed, clap somebody up a couple of weeks, and there you go. We'll see you at the beginning of April for the March final, possibly. And yeah, a new story. You can even record yourself doing it. It's great.
Well, I mean, so KP, this matchup specifically right here was our grand finals of last month. Rufus and B-Boy Skyzone. This is the first round of top 8.
Starting early.
Earlier we mentioned, yeah, right? This is how we wake up. Earlier we mentioned that this bracket in particular is just incredibly stacked, right? Like super high quality players in general. So
yes.
I guess I can't be terribly surprised that the first round matches is composed of multiple people that are strong. But we have our previous champion, Rufus, who has won many an event coming into through 2020 and now coming into 2021, right? The first grand finals W.
Wait a minute. You
Rep in Moscow.
You mean to tell me Rufus is 18? All right, for 5 months, we've been trying to get this man to give us an answer, and I've got nothing but double question marks. It makes sense, but it's also pretty scary that somebody this talented is so young, who could be here to terrorize the scene for years to come. Now take a look at this. 41 matches. My man entered every week and maximized every single event he could, winning 80% of his matches. I mean, experience, the titles, whatever criteria you can throw at him, you name it, Rufus has got it here in the Open Series.
Yeah, and then on the other side, his opponent's going to be B-Boy Skyzo. B-Boy Skyzo, our resident Sofitia player coming out of France. We always talk about France here in the Open Series, basically synonymous with Soulcalibur. If you play somebody from, if you're like North American and you play somebody from the EU, chances are you're playing somebody from France.
And the reality is, Skyzo, no gimmicks. All right, 40 matches under their belt as well. I mean, they were out here competing. And even at the end of that, you end up with a first round draw such as Rufus. No socials, no extra stuff, just some good old fashioned Soulcalibur. And I love the approach that Skyzo plays, especially with Sophie, who's easily one of my favorite characters to watch in this game.
Yeah, this might actually be the hardest to call first round match that we've ever had for the Open Series monthly finals right now, due to the fact that we've seen B-Boy Skyzo in grand finals over Rufus in previous events, right? Like it has not been, it has not always been that Rufus beats B-Boy Skyzo, or at least places higher than B-Boy Skyzo. There have been a few times where it's been like B-Boy Skyzo versus Kiev in grand finals kind of deal. And so just to see them first round here, maybe
it's time.
Y'all are in for a treat.
Maybe it's time. I think Chad, for the most part, has learned or accepted not voting against Rufus, right? They did it the one time, it just backfired, and ever since then, it's just been on an absolute tear. Now, I don't know. This can mess up your whole bracket if you're the fantasy type and you like to paint out the whole picture before it's done. It's really hard to doubt the defending champion and someone who's gotten no less than third place since some of these podcasts have begun. Now, with that being said, Taki, no surprise here. She does what she does, and Rufus is one of the greatest believers committing to all of his offensive capabilities.
Oh yeah, believer is definitely the right word to assess Rufus's offensive playstyle, right? Like he just sticks to that one thing that he wants to do at the time, and he does exactly that. He sticks to it. He just like either keeps doing it or he just believes that it's gonna work.
Well, early on, you better try something. But you know what? Actually, with Rufus, we've seen him in a lot of high drama, high pressure situations. So going down the round early on doesn't really do anything at this point. It's kind of like par for the course. Right? Every situation he can be a part of, he's been there, he's lived it, he breathes it, he bags it, all of that, you know, all of the things. Or excuse me, he crouches fast. His down button gets jammed.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it comes to B-Boy Skyzo, I have every belief that they can do it. And I mean, a big launch on that one. Going to be able to put Rufus towards the wall with a ton of advantage framed up against. Oh, Rufus is real lucky that that didn't hit the wall, because that would have been the rest of his life bar.
I think one of the most satisfying pieces of offensive flurries is when you do something. It doesn't really matter how much advantage or disadvantage you have. Your opponent is afraid that you're going to press something after, and then you're able to go for the bigger read at the end. And there's a flip kick up into the sky. Easy juggle combo, one button, and a dream on that CE. Close your eyes. Blinded lights early on in this one. Almost a 3-0 here in game one if Skyzo continues this pace.
Yeah, I mean, the life bars look pretty close in that second round. It looked a lot less detrimental for Rufus in that one compared to the first round, right? So I think Rufus is maybe starting to get a little bit of data, but B-Boy Skyzo, regardless of that, has just kept it mixed up enough that Rufus has been unable to really kind of weather the storm.
Yeah, triple kick string, all highs in that situation. Skyzo not really stressed, just chilling out one piece at a time. We haven't really seen any continuation or setups coming in from Rufus where he gets damaged and then the follow up right after. Easy sidestep.
Not good enough.
Yeah, Rufus is kind of pulling out the Japanese player special where he's just refusing to use any sort of meter. And I mean, hey, if he can take this round specifically without using meter, that's kind of the best case scenario. But with the life deficit, it's getting a little scary, I feel like.
Skyzo just gave that bar of meter right there, so this is one hit confirmed into the next round. Ooh. Because Rufus doesn't care about your potentials and your what ifs, right? Gets the job done, close it out. 2 rounds to 1. Skyzo still has another bar of meter to gain for free if Rufus is to press this round to a round 5, excuse me. So very, very fortunate position he sees himself in.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had B-Boy Skyzo up to the wall, so the fortunate position kind of carried a little bit longer. And okay, yeah, he wants to continue that fortunate position by still charging him back towards the wall. Caught him trying to step right there, but great. B-Boy Skyzo staying on the ground.
My turn. Oh my goodness, what a sidestep at the clutch moment. Knowing how aggressive Rufus wanted to be early on. Watch your ankles, your toes, everything. Slow it down, reset the neutral. All right, a lot of bait, a lot of respect. The Skyzo is going to work on some of that guard gauge. Not quite. Rufus still in there. Taps the kneecaps as Rufus tries to space it perfectly, but not enough. Big home run swing. And yeah, Skyzo is just going for everything at this point. And the run-in grab is tagged. All right, listen, man. It's just the first game. Chill out. You want to win or not?
Oh, no chill at all. Rufus, you know, he always talks about being the the chillest person, you know, calm as the ocean breeze, what have you, right? But like just completely remaining as composed as possible, not chilling on wanting to stop B-Boy Skyzo's reign of terror. As we are 2-2 first game. We thought it was going to be hard to call it. I mean, it's just continuing to be that as he tech crouches under with the break attack. It's going to be able to get the Heaven's Arches right now.
I was saving this.
I don't know what you were saving it for. It didn't work out this time. Watch the ankles. Soul tries to keep the offense flowing in with his back to the wall. Big time trouble in game 1 and Rufus gets caught. This time beat to the punch. We talked about his aggression, right? Where things are sitting at neutral and Rufus kind of just trying to figure it out. In the first time we saw it, B-Boy Skyzo had a flashing red guard gauge, right? Big time trouble. So Rufus knew that he was in the driver's seat, full control, able to do anything. However, at neutral and with only 1 hit to secure the game, Skyzo's like, you know what? I know he's about to press me or something. I'll just beat him to it. Quick slip, just little mini sword right to the neck piece. You love to see it. Sophie, calm. She's the cool one. And for Rufus being, 18, I'm throwing that calm as the ocean freeze out the window. I don't believe him anymore. Can't trust him. Nope. He's gonna panic. He's gonna crack now. The secret's out. He's gonna get pressed, and we're gonna, 30 plus in the building. Forget them kids, as the great Jordan would say. Let's keep it going. Round 2.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, B-Boy Skyzo, at the very beginning of that, looked like he was completely in the driver's seat. Turnaround, though, last 2 rounds, the second to last 2 rounds for Rufus, almost making that happen, but B-Boy Skyzo clutching it out. He has done I was just getting ready to mention that he has done such a good job on the stepping and getting around a lot of the verticals that Rufus is going towards. Obviously, Taki is a guard damage monster, right? And a lot of guard damage coming from verticals. So maybe B-Boy Skyzo's kind of like game plan to start was like, okay, as long as I try to negate as much guard damage as possible by getting the steps, by getting some of these GIs, this might be okay.
Well, how about the respect right there on the GI? Not trying to send one back or anything, just gonna block and accept fate here around one with such a massive life lead too for Rufus. That crowd kick trying to come right on the head. That's a lot of damage. Sidestep again, and wow, can't believe she was able to take that.
Yeah, it was side throw to apparently not back throw. I thought he had gotten all the way around to the back, but looking
same.
for Rufus, he didn't take a ton of damage. Where that time is running down the clock, and B-Boy Skyzo does not have a ton of health. But great sidestep into the A6 just frame to finish it off.
You see the little respect duck? They run up and guard for about 2 seconds each, and then Skyzo's like, let me go low right quick. So you knew in that moment that Skyzo was going to be the defender. And as he expected the aggression from Rufus, he got it just not quite in the direction he wanted. That sidestep getting eaten alive by that horizontal, and big time trouble playing near the edge here.
Yeah, going to the different AA strings. Taki's got, oh my goodness, got the sweep to knock him out of the ring. Rufus had already gone to that a couple of times. B-Boy Skyzo, however, I guess just was not expecting for it to happen at least 3 different times rather than just 2.
Yeah, you know, Rufus was feeling himself there coming in with that flip once again. Got his spine tapped the first time around, and Skyzo not leaving any damage on the floor. However, Rufus taking advantage of every opportunity afforded to him. Nice follow-up, another sidestep. These kicks, man, just taking them to the skies every single time. Skyzo kind of has the blueprint, but right back at you. Maybe it was bait and a setup as Rufus big damage, quarter combo, re-wall, and just everything in the book, and that is a swift 3-0. That's what I like to call a champions round. Oh man, anything that reminds me of the famed Linkor's closeout at ECT of like literal week 1 of this game's release. Those are what I like to call championship rounds, all right? When you just know, all right, I'm winning, and there's nothing you can do about this.
That was a response for sure. I mean, you know, it was a lot closer in the first game, but that was just all the Rufus show on that stuff. That was kind of like what we kind of expect in terms of most Rufus rounds. You know, you talk about championship rounds and stuff like that. He is, you know, our previous champion for a reason. This was grand finals before. The hot seat is on B-Boy Skyzo to change the tide of the future, right? Like,
all right, well, we'll see. He has another opportunity back and forth. Will we see continuation? Will the dice just continue to roll in the favor of Rufus? Momentum has to be a thing in between matches, but I mean, even after all of that, it's still just 1-1. And Skyzo definitely can just slow it down. When you try to play fast and you play at Rufus's pace, you're going to get smoked. You have to control the temp and slow things down as much as possible.
Yeah, it's really interesting you say that too, because like Sophia is a character that I feel like excels in that region of play, and we've seen B-Boy Skyzo get very, very far with doing that exactly, right? Is being able to go towards the whip punishes, go towards forcing the opponent to doing something first, and then kind of like making it so that Sophia does whatever she needs to do. But when you do something preemptively, Rufus gets the sidestep into the A6 lethal hit, gets 2 of the seals. Those seals are specifically meant towards giving Taki her lethal hit.
Oh, that's definitely going to come here. Continue to pack it up. But a lot of space. So even though the edge is pretty dangerous, with that air control, you can definitely find your way home, given the proper launcher first. And oh my god, how's an exaggerated one? Splash? No, not quite. Just the tip of the sword for a little bit of finesse there at the end of that round.
That like came just as you said it, I swear.
Yeah, they know. They know. You know, Okubo's watching. It has to be. Getting updates. Oh, okay, wait a minute. That was a little ambitious, if I do say so myself, right back to back. And Skyzo's trying to send a message that he wants to take this upstairs for sure. We are no longer on friendly speaking terms. You robbed me of a title. I'm here to take what is rightfully mine.
Wow, you know, Rufus, I didn't even get a chance to mention it.
How many times has Rufus alone robbed you of a moment in commentary where he just skips right through it?
Yeah, I was going to talk about how Rufus has been specifically using Stalker, the big flip from Taki, to like kind of jump around anything that B-Boy Skyzo was doing, and specifically before to put him into ring out range. And the second I was about to mention that it was in ring out range, immediately gets the 1A and just rings him out.
Yeah, every single time. That 1A is such a huge go-to button for Rufus. You can always sniff it coming, but the players can never seem to catch the right time on it. And it's Skyzo once again. I mean, the name's not Skyzo for nothing. That's exactly where he's trying to send you. Nice bait on the GI for Rufus, and a lot of patience. You know, the run up in your opponent's face in any game and just block always seems like, okay, is there something we don't understand when it comes to the value of rushdown? But wow. How about that lethal hit right up under? Oh, excuse me.
Oh, right
Sorry.
back at you.
Yeah, Rufus, I know you're listening, bro. You have to be. It's the only thing that makes sense. But as you pile up the seals, continue on. Quick reset, sidestep, can't guard while that is active. And no. Easy damage, pile it up, why not?
So I just got to mention that Rufus does have the lethal hit on deck for Taki now, so B-Boy Skyzo might want to start looking out for the low when possession stance gets activated, where Taki kind of crouches down and turns purple, because when that hits you, you explode. It's only a single hit, you don't really get much of a combo off it, but okay, that is a combo off the launcher for B-Boy Skyzo. It's scale damage, so not gonna kill.
Yeah, not even close in that situation, but we're looking at 1-2 hit territory here for B-Boy Skyzo, and another slice. The throat slice seems to be the execution button of choice as Skyzo continues to close out rounds. You love to see it. No chokes, no big comebacks, just very solid play on both ends. And although it doesn't make for the most dramatic of comebacks, I'll let you get to that right away. Take it off.
I'm sorry, it's just that situation came up just a minute ago where B-Boy Skyzo got a lethal hit on him because of that exact situation. So Rufus immediately responding with the same situation, instead going to sidestep first before going to the high, negating the lethal hit possibility. And now rather than it being like totally even, he's at least got a life lead.
Yeah, speaking to more of a genius too, you saw the last time Rufus was in possession stance, the fact that they both know that lethal hit is active lets him go to the mid and keep his offense going, using a stored lethal hit as bait in the offense. I mean, these are layers. It might not seem like the deepest thing available, but once you get to a certain level of gameplay and players know exactly what to look out for, when you beat them to that punch, it just becomes just art. And Rufus going up 2-1. He knows.
It's looking real close this set, honestly. And there's a couple of different things that was about that. Like, obviously, there were so many incremental adjustments from the both of them in that one. You know, there was several different duck under the high strings from B-Boy Skyzo, and then eventually, like, Rufus was like, okay, you ducked under the high the last time, so I'm going to be able to sidestep this vertical on that one. Rufus, for maybe the first time that I've seen him play during the Open Series, he did not immediately try to use that lethal hit after catching it. Because normally anytime you see Rufus get that lethal hit when playing in the Open Series, he just immediately goes for it, right? Like, he's just like, I'm just going to blow you up with this frame one as quickly as possible, get in your mental state, but didn't go for it at all. Just like you said, he used it as a mix-up opportunity because B-Boy Skyzo had to have been thinking about it, right? So maybe started ducking and then getting caught by mids for it.
Back to a slower pace here for Skyzo, trying to slice again, execution style, not having it early on swift kicks. And not looking for much in terms of combo, but anytime you pick up a counter hit, that electricity exposes your opponent's gameplay style. You can go ahead and follow up with easy hits. There's an easy juggle, nice chase on the tech, and it's just all Skyzo right here. I'm not going to watch you leave this place. No. I'm not ready to. I would like to stay in winners or the upper bracket for this month's finals. And Skyzo is still looking really strong. I know it's 2-1, but man, it's just pretty evenly matched.
Outside of the second game, it has been evenly matched the whole way through. The second game was the only time where B-Boy Skyzo was unable to make it look like super close, right? And I wonder if that's attributed to how small the stage was in the second game, because every other time it's been slightly bigger. There's been more room for B-Boy Skyzo to move around. But the big lethal hit for Rufus here, this round is looking really in Rufus' favor.
Wait a minute now. Yeah, going for bigger reads there, and Rufus not taking a chance. I mean, it's just unnecessary. We have such a major life lead. You know, there's no reason for you to throw out anything too extra. And knowing that was a possible GI bait, yeah, we're just going to sit here, easy block and punish.
But the jump over right here from Rufus, super good. Looking out for that 1K. It's the 1K from Sophia, the one where she twirls and then hits you low with her kick. That is an incredibly common move for the character because of how strong it is, right? So I guess Rufus is starting to go, okay, you know, I have to negate this because it's a really strong mix-up tool. And if I can negate at least one of your mix-up tools, you're going to have a harder time getting damage on me.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. Who needs damage when you have ring outs there? I'm not even sure that was the most casual ring out we've seen thus far. Just a quick vertical slice of the sword, and Taki kind of just like trips and falls. It almost feels like there should be a balanced game mechanic that allows you to like just frame the edge and you know they don't fall. I don't want to put that. I don't want to put that into the air. Forget I said that at all. Right back at you. Charge attack. Freak attacks right up the GIs. Yeah, trying to bait on a re-GI there for easy lethal hits. It's a universal for everybody in the game for the most part. And let's just slice something. Yeah, let's just fight in the middle of the stage. All right, I've had enough.
Well, Rufus just getting as much quick and easy damage as he possibly can. Great reaction there on the whiff, putting it at 2-2. So now Rufus on set point here. B-Boy Skyzo has got to make something happen now. He's got a lot of meter for it, but you know, this is his upper bracket life on the line. He's only got 2 chances throughout the entire bracket, but the A6 to start it out. Big combo drop though.
I mean, that always seems weird, right? When somebody gets the big lethal and then, you know, the big combo drop and they become sheltered. Like, Rufus kind of just, like, stops, you know? I don't know how much that determines that there's a chink in the armor or maybe a quick lack of confidence, but B-Boy Skyzo almost getting grabbed out of that. Here's a stab to just frame it. Oh my god, the red health. It's so much bar.
Yeah, when you hit an Angel Step B, just frame plus the explosion during Soul Charge, it is basically like hitting a critical edge.
It certainly felt like it's just out of range for that throw right there. Skyzo, well-placed jabs. Oh, and the CE, that's gonna get the punish. You're gonna roll right up out of here. We're going into game 5 with that one, and what a fantastic reaction from Skyzo. After the side stuff, he's probably looking for something else, but anything that was in that direction was going to get punished, however you call it, and that was wonderful. And I mean, it's game 1. What happened to the EU memo of the 3-0s everywhere? I guess they're switching it up this time around.
Look, we talked about how stacked this bracket was to start, and it's absolutely not disappointing. It's going to go the distance. There might be stuff that looks like a 3-0, you know, after this, but this is definitely going to be one of the strongest top 8s we've ever had.
All right, cool. Let me make sure my timing is right. We didn't just fast forward to a potential grand finals the way these two are looking. I mean, listen, this is one of those
positions. Our previous grand finals, so I guess it's potential, right?
Yeah, it hurts because the loser's going to go down to the lower bracket, and they lose again there. You're done. That's 7th place. Shake my hand, and I'll see you next month. But, man, could you imagine the confidence or the sigh of relief just to get through the first round? It doesn't quite put you in the money just yet, but it almost does.
Well, you got to think about that too, because there is no sigh of relief getting past the first round, because it just continues being just as difficult the further you go through the bracket.
Yeah,
it maybe even gets worse.
Well, something I like to point out here every single time. This is one of 2 maps where Rufus is just exceptionally good for whatever reason. I just surprised at how much space control he seems to just have amongst everyone. Tries to get the follow-up with the back turn attack there, not having it. Rufus just, you know, Taki too quick. She's moving around everywhere, and this character is super cool. I said that one time at an offline event, and like Caliber players looked at me weird, except for Kwang, so y'all can hold that, but this character is cool, man. She's so sick.
Hey, look, I will absolutely let you have it. As the Zas apologist, I will absolutely let you have it. First round to Rufus, though. I mean, you talked about him being really strong on this map. I think it's exactly because of what you said, right? The movement, right? Taki being really fast. You notice that he goes to Stalker a lot, the gigantic jump flip. And Stalker allows for him to create space, or at least put himself into a better position for any sort of advantageous moments. And because of that, he's able to like make things happen a lot better for himself. However, B-Boy Skyzo kind of negating any Stalker possibilities right now by keeping the pressure up. He is caught him stepping left and right. There's the tech on the throw, though.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even enough. You had already lost half of the health to begin with. Just a neck crack to put Taki right back into relax mode as Skyzo takes a round and brings on the sunset. There's a counter hit. Doesn't quite get the follow-up, but back to the wall. Got a soul charge instead, because it's talk about Stalker all you want. Taki can't just throw it out for free while her back into the wall and she's getting pressure.
Yeah, definitely not with the way B-Boy Skyzo is playing. He wants to go for the wall combo. He got it! Even though it was slightly off axis, he's going to be able to get the back turn. He goes for the unblockable setup. It's the stun version, so either way, it's good money for B-Boy Skyzo on the GI. He's going to be able to catch the step. Everything is going B-Boy Skyzo's way right now.
Production, check it out. This entire round right here, there's your highlight reel. That is all you need, as the defending champion is now 1 round away from heading to the lower bracket early on. B-Boy Skyzo on an absolute tear, continuing on exactly where he left off. This isn't 2 rounds. This is the same exact round going into overtime. Rufus almost down half his health already. What is the Yoki? Sidestep, and Rufus, puzzled, hold up, gets a throw. That's a good momentum stopper as he follows up. Here's another throw, and Rufus not to be outdone. Wait a minute, Ebonic. This might not go as quickly as Skyzo wanted it to.
Yeah, maybe not, but I don't know. That big launch is going to get a ton of damage, getting the lightning bolt to be able to keep the advantageous frames. Yeah, it's forcing Rufus to actually use meter, which is incredibly rare. I've seen more meter usage from Rufus in this one set than I've seen maybe in the entire open series for him. But he catches him sleeping, which allows for ground stun on the teleport. We are in final game, final round.
Okay, I mean, making these combos as true as possible according to the situation. Sidestep, and that kick just, that launch is so sick, and it's probably the majority of the opener damage for Skyzo, meaning when I speak on opener damage, the ones that sets the tone and gives him the life lead to where Rufus has to reach, and that is going to be it. I think that is more than enough. B-Boy Skyzo in the winner's seat. Onward to the next round. Close your eyes. Blinding lights, and Rufus, for the first time in a long time, is going to have to fight his way from the lower bracket at the start. What a set to start things off. And damn, I didn't. This is not what I expected. I mean, we knew it was totally possible, but it doesn't quite hit you until it happens. So good.
Yeah, we mentioned that this was going to be the matchup that would have been too hard to call, honestly. Yes. And it sat down. We sat down. We watched this whole thing, and it was exactly that the entire time, going the distance at all moments. B-Boy Skyzo contained Rufus's steps.
So
he contained any of his big whiffs and was able to punish pretty much any of those moves that would just normally go, allow for Rufus to be able to get away with a lot of the time. B-Boy Skyzo was having none of that at all moments, right? It was just incredible play from both right there, but B-Boy Skyzo had the adjustments on deck much, much faster than Rufus throughout the entire time. I mean, look at the setup right there, right? He got the wall combo, he got the stun, then the GI, everything was going his way. He, the entire time he did that, he contained any sort of, I'm trying to press buttons to get out. He then contained the step, and then he contained the throw by ducking under it, recognizing that was going to happen before it even came up. But there it was, he stayed on the ground, and that was allowing Rufus to come back, but not enough as he continued to contain steps, continued to contain button presses, and continued to whiff punish verticals as if he could read the future.
Yeah, it's such a huge advantage in Soulcalibur 6, having that second round under your belt first, where your opponent, even if they force a game 5, it gives you the meter, and that bar was the one to seal the deal as Skyzo moves on. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our first match. I'm here for Ganondorf, the good luck charm, and Yin to see what's going to happen there. It's going to be a very, very tough act to follow, but I also would not be surprised if we had another 3-2 on our hands. It's EU Soulcalibur, and the 3-0 memo did not get passed around this time of day. It's just, maybe they woke up late. That's what happened. People just forgot.
Yeah, whatever the case may be, this is going to be one of the closer matchups of the tournament. Again, Ganondorf on the other side, coming out of France. We got to talk about Ganondorf, one of the strongest French players, and which is something to say because in France there are a ton of incredibly strong Soulcalibur players that can play at the absolute highest level. You guys can see it in the win-loss ratio. But one of Ganondorf's biggest claims to fame was getting top 16 at EVO Japan 2020, which was maybe one of the hardest Soulcalibur brackets that could happen internationally, right?
Yeah, an incredibly hard tournament. Still playing as well through and through. Character loyalist. Really enjoys the character. But speaking of loyalty, right back at you. There's just something about these Maxi players. They just commit. And they know. There's probably a 7-star community of the 7 Maxi players, and they all just feed off each other's strength because you can't get rid of them, man. If a Maxi player stops playing in one region, another one will rise up somewhere else. I am fully convinced that he is inescapable in tournament play.
Now that I think about it, actually, I think that's exactly what happened because we have two Maxis in this top 8, right? So so it's like the Hydra's head because Kiev actually stopped Fan Lee from making the top 8 through top 32.
See what I'm saying?
And so you cut off one head, and then 2 of them just take the place in top 8.
It was written. It was written. I'm just gonna keep twisting the curls, man. It was written, bro. The Maxi saga is definitely here. They've not been able to acquire a title yet, as those have bounced between Kiev and Rufus. But with Rufus down in the lower bracket already, there might be time to shine here as we get into this character select. There should be no secrets coming in from each of our opponents. The only thing here to pick is the music. Such a beautiful feature. I'm never going to stop fawning over that. Every fighting game should have all of their music from the franchise in the venues. And let's get it, man. Ganondorf.
Yeah, this is your boy. I mean, like, it's Ganondorf has actually been kind of like an eye opener for me in the past in terms of understanding like Soulcalibur 6 in general. There was a few times where we had a conversation about Aswell specifically because I clearly didn't understand how certain things worked, and he set me straight, and it was something that I needed personally because like I needed to learn how certain things worked, and Ganondorf is like more than happy to just like explain it to me. So if there's somebody that really understands his character, I know for sure Ganondorf is one, especially because you earlier mentioned character loyalist through and through, right? Been playing as well, I think, since the beginning.
Yeah, no, definitely since the beginning. Also, again, on the character loyalty thing, I think that's also a key for like maxi players. This character, while he's super flashy, he does take a lot to really master and be good with him. And I don't think there's a such thing as a bad maxi player, man. At once you get to a certain level, they're just all a joy to watch, and you can see all of the micro systems and the management just going under. I mean, until he tells you to, try this. That's universal, but it just happens. They're always a joy to watch. There's a lot going on behind each different player, and Yin, no stranger to that. He's the S1 Lincoln. He's been grinding out here.
Yeah, well, I mean, even within the maxi gauntlet of players, right, Yin is considered to be one of the better maxi players. So, and we're seeing that on display in full view right now. Great duck under right there. Knowledge of the Aswell string. He's at the ledge. He might get rung out here. No, just barely.
You know what time it is. Looking for those reverse ring outs, trying to bait out something with a GI there. Desperation for Ganondorf right there, but Yin is gonna pop all those frames to let you know he has those. Even in the track screen. It's something about these 3D fighters, man, letting you continue after the match. It's a cute touch, but definitely.
Yeah, not a lot of fighting games let you do that anymore.
No, not at all. Soulcalibur's here for the disrespect, and I mean, of course, they created a character like Aswell. This should be enough.
Oh, this surface run.
Yep. So about that.
3-0.
Yeah. Did you realize how quick the rounds were? That was kind of. All right. Let's see. I think you have to wake up, and you have to be in your space alone, and you have to say the Aswell win screen alone, and you'll get the luck when you play the game. I think Ganondorf may have forgotten his ritual because that was. Let's keep it 100 here. That was a wash. All right, that was a one-player game. That was Yin in training mode, with the practice dummy set to this, so he can try out his different abilities. Let's see if Ganondorf has an answer.
That's actually kind of how it felt. Like, I feel like that's a pretty good assessment because you notice, like, if you go back and you check what Ganondorf was trying to do on offense, like the strings, right? So, like, you would see Yin block one move, and then he'd be like, the only move that's coming after this has got to be this, right? So you would see him duck, or you would see him sidestep.
All right, well, training dummies don't fight back like that. There's a big shot. Spear to the chest. Oh, okay. I see what we're doing today. I guess we've got a contract. They did read the commentary. Let's sync up with KP and Ebonic as Ganondorf. An answer. This is certainly one. However, if you get dragged towards the edge, the Soulcalibur round can end in the quickness. Very long extended combo. Nice follow-up there, and the train has not stopped. It seems like a one-way to the winners column. Oh, nice duck there at the end. Doesn't get enough of the follow-up, and what seemed like a dominating round for Ganondorf is now exceptionally scary.
Oh, but there's the AGI right there. It's not going to get the lethal hit, and he hits him out of the critical edge. That's -12, so he could have got... Oh, wait, no, excuse me. That was off the AA, so that's actually not -12. My bad. But
okay.
Regardless of that fact, didn't get the punish. Ganondorf staying on the offensive pressure, taking the first round.
Yeah, the most important part was knocking him out of that CE. Anytime you can remove meter from your opponent's Soulcalibur is a good thing. Loses access to a lot of advantageous moves. Using that spear for spacing purposes, you don't really see too much in the traditional form of zoning, but as well, with a weapon for every situation. Look at the spacing being presented by Ganondorf right now. The neutral is on another level, although Yin has the life lead.
I think that spacing is probably going to be what sets him apart from the first game, if he's able to make it happen. But again, Yin is trying to negate that possibility, right?
Look at this.
But here's the mix-up king coming out.
Can we talk about Ganondorf spacing this round? It does not matter. No, we're going to talk about Yin because even through all of that, Yin is able to weather the storm, but he has unlocked the highest form, naked as well. You already know what time it is. He cannot be stopped. This is the man who gives you all of the power within. All of the mix-ups will work.
Ooh. Unfortunately for Ganondorf, that Muscle Buster was just a little bit too far away, and he actually used the stop. I don't know if that was intentional. That move barely ever gets used by any sort of Aswell player, but hey, it came out.
When you're active in naked Aswell, everything is intentional. Okay, here's a big whip punish. No, how about a swift jump kick to the face for the plant down? Oh, nothing reasonable about this outfit change. All right, we're activating.
Okay, trying to move out of the way. Oh yeah, so he tried to use the weapon switch right there to be able to force Yin to want to step and then get hit into Beyblade. Didn't end up working out, and he actually was able to punish with the CE on the next mix-up afterwards, and now Yin game point here.
That CE is so wonderful. Full animation is probably my favorite. I love it. All right, hop on the jump. You don't get to see too much of it. All right, stars are aligning. You saw that? The stars activated.
He's at like 6, I think.
Yeah.
Go for the stance switches right there to be able to make a mix-up opportunity happen, and also to keep himself safe, right? And he's putting on a lot of guard damage. You notice that Yin is in the red, and I think that's something that Ganondorf is really going to need. But 7 stars on deck now. Powered up attacks. Oh, but the 2-2-B is going to hit. You missed.
Yeah, you can power up all you want to. If you can't connect with the hits, it's all for naught. Double red guard gauge right now. Okay, back to yellow. We're slowing it down. Orion Spinners doesn't quite get the launch, and Ganondorf being hyper aggressive right now. Yeah, Yin had to use that as a defensive measure.
Not cool.
Well, I mean, Yin's defensive measures had been pretty good, pretty strong for a while now, up until that one point where eventually you can't block anymore because you just don't have the guard gauge to do it.
Yeah, as well, making sure that you understand everything he's trying to tell you. Oh, you missed, but he didn't. Here's the follow-up, that lethal hit, bringing in that auto-teleport to let him get an easy follow-up going under the highs now. And yeah, this is much closer than expected. However, this could be a big shift. If Yin goes up 2-0 here, you might as well kiss the set goodbye, but Ganondorf has an opportunity to try to tie this up 1-1.
Yeah, oh, there's that duck again, but no punish this time. Yin had gotten a lot of those ducks and was able to get a lot of damage out of the punishes on that. Not on this one. And again, somehow, some way, Yin has stayed outside of Muscle Buster range every time. That's going to be a whip punish.
Yep, he caught him with his back out and his clothes off. Just fresh out the shower, whipping, trying to wipe something down. Unfortunately, it wasn't Yin, and he was able to get the easy. And you love to hear this. One button is all it takes. It's one OCE. You know, if you got the shortcut, but anyway, you know what I'm getting at. One button, and that is it. Nunchaku, Teleflurry, and a storm.
Welcome
it's just
to the stage of history retold.
It's, I don't want to call it unfortunate because this is the move that Ganondorf chose, right? He went for the big read, trying to get that kill on the Oki there to maybe read the direction he was going to roll, but no, it was just solid gameplay, and without panic, Yin is able to take a commanding 2-0 lead. I mean, we've seen these tourneys have multiple reverse 3-0s, but it's not quite common on the EU side. The EU is full of closers, and that 3-0 memo, maybe B-Boy Sky is over if it's just didn't get it. And it's going to be business as usual everywhere else.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Ganondorf obviously doesn't want to walk into the lower bracket like this, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. Although the way specifically that Yin has been spacing out Ganondorf, right? Like, he's always been trying to play it exactly 1 character lengths away, because if he does, he stays out of the full animation of Muscle Buster range for 1, and for 2, that amount of range is going to give him a little bit of extra time to react to any sort of string that Ganondorf goes to. And you can notice that that's exactly what's been happening, because he's been ducking under highs, he's been stepping verticals. I mean, the only time that Ganondorf seems to be getting hit is getting hits is specifically when Yin has already pressed something. See, like right there.
Absolutely, I'm telling you, man. It's all synchronized. Right? They're following the script. They know what time it is. And oh my God, that is a bait. Yes, right back at you. Did something go wrong there? Did you not want to see this, my love?
No, I'm totally fine with seeing this. You know I'm a big fan of Aswell. You know I'm a big fan of Aswell, but
the hop back
I didn't expect that, and neither did Yin.
Yeah, getting real sneaky with that one. Ganondorf going deep into the bag of tricks right there after the whip punish CE, and you love to see it. However, that's just enough to tie it up at one round apiece. You're gonna need to go deeper. You know, some people try to save all the tricks until like the right moment. Well, you don't have that luxury for time anymore. So whatever Ganondorf has, whatever he's accumulated, the knowledge, the data, he needs to put all of it to use right now as Aswell screams like a maniac trying to match Maxi on his battle cries.
Well, there's the throw break right there, and then Ganondorf putting the pressure back on. Oh, no, that's a lot of damage right there for Yin. And I mean, he is now currently on set point, looking to put himself further into the upper bracket. Ganondorf is going to have to pull out everything, just like you said. You do not have the luxury of time anymore.
No. Bow. Okay, I see the ups right there. I might have to reconsider Maxi for the basketball team in the Soulcalibur Olympics. I saw those hops. A nice slice under, and just like that, yeah, he's just forcing his weight and gonna go under that. Nothing doing there. Curtains close out, and Yin. Dominating performance right there. 3 games to 0 in favor of Maxi there. Portugal is going to move on into the winners semis, where they are going to be B-Boy Skyzo. And I don't know, man. I don't understand how you expect anyone who's making a choice to pick these matches, especially with the gameplay on display this month.
Yeah, no.
Again, we're gonna just skip past that first game. That never happened. This is 2-0 in favor of Yin.
Yeah, this month in particular just has all the stops of strong European players, without question. Like, there's nobody skipping a beat, and so far none of these matches are skipping a beat either and showing off how strong these players can be. I mean, Yin, again, specifically just recognizing whenever he needed to roll, whenever he needed to step, whenever he needed to duck, and then always staying at a full character's length away just to be able to make sure he's outside of Muscle Buster range, because he also has the moves to be able to convert from that far. I mean, he's clearly studied like fighting Aswell at some point in his life.
I'm just taking a look at this full CE motion from Maxi, and it's like, bro, you really just stand there while this man beats you senseless with nunchucks, bro.
Fight back.
It's so good. Anyway, as you see, as expected, excuse me, not as expected, but as you saw, witnessed 3-0 in favor of Yin moving on. And we got Xavier Carbo, man, as new to the monthly finals, first time on the stream here, and Momo representing Germany. So it's gonna get wild. We're gonna get some shakeups, right? For Yin, unfortunately, he's gonna have the France path through and through, right? You got Ganondorf, then you have Skyzo next, and there's potential that Kiev is going to be waiting on the other side of that winners finals bracket. It's going to be great. But before we get there, let's take some predictions here. Who do you have on this one? One newcomer?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So specifically with this matchup, we are seeing characters that we don't see a lot of in the EU. There are some players that play these characters, right? We're seeing Siegfried and 2B. Xavier Carbo being the Siegfried player, 2B for Momo 12 Fly, right? But out of the UK. And so this matchup in particular, 2B, her speed, it kind of overwhelms Siegfried in this patch, right? But the second he gets that Dark Legacy bubble, a lot of crazy stuff that 2B can normally get to start to become a risk, right? Because he can just kind of quite literally blow the character up if they make the wrong decision.
Yeah, you love to see it, man. Just people of literal just aging with the entire series are still here and super effective through and through. That's got to be super encouraging to anybody who thinks, man, it might be too late to get into it. But no, Momo coming here, the big 4-0, putting in that work. And 26 matches in, 69% win rate. Nice on that. And yeah, I mean, you talk about 2B and the speed problems that she can give Siegfried outside of Dark Legacy. Well, it was placed that the backup for Siegfried is Servi. Any chance you think we see Servi here?
To be honest with you, I think Servi is probably a good pick for that character matchup. Although, I can't speak to the comfortability that Xavier Carbo might have with Siegfried in this matchup, because for all I know, he has a training partner unless 2B, or maybe he runs into 2B online a lot or something like that, right? He could just jump into Siegfried, but I personally do believe that Cervantes is a strong pick for the character, because he actually has several different anti-air options. He has some pretty quick horizontal mids, right? He's got A6, he's got wall rising A, things like that are pretty good. And he has several different auto GIs that can deal with some of the aggression shift type mix-ups. He's also got gunshots, so if, you know, for whatever reason Momofly tries to run away, that could potentially get negated. But I feel like Siegfried's probably gonna be the first pick. Yeah, okay, I was right.
Didn't see anything yet.
Yeah, I mean,
we have to like. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm certainly here for that. You know, a lot of times we'll hear the meme of people saying, you know, give XYZ character a gun. Well, they actually give Serby gun, so like, use them. You'd love to see it, but unfortunately, we're gonna get the pro tag here. We're gonna get Siegfried, you know, wielding that big boy and seeing if it's enough. If you can just play the range game, right, and you can keep 2B out, which sounds like an incredible task, but we've seen Stranger Things before, and fighting games are all about, you know, what you can force onto your opponent while you're taking up your punishes here and there. Let's just get to it, man. Enough of the theory crafting. How about a big sword and follow-up and the rush down coming in from Garbo? And yeah, immediately just gonna go ahead and dodge that, parry up, get up out of there, right back at you. And a little too aggressive, or maybe that's exactly what Momo wants.
Yeah, you know, maybe it's not that Mobo wants to be hyper aggressive like you would normally expect out of a 2B, but maybe he's trying to force you to become aggressive so that he can, you know, place his defensive measures in and let you hang yourself.
Into the usual follow-up after that counter hit. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Hello, right back on top of you. It rolls under, comes out the backside, trying to get a punisher on the follow-up. There's the burst and the 2K. Just slide on you. Watch your ankles. I mean, theoretically, it shouldn't hurt. She's an android, but, you know, we're going to suspend our disbelief here. And just going to keep going to game 2. Oh, round 2, excuse me.
Having to block Dark Legacy is super unfortunate. Oh, double parry. That was perfect from Momofly. Recognize that 6A has follow-ups and did not want to have to deal with that sort of follow-up right there. So got the parry. Unfortunately, though, Xavier Carbo is just all over Momofly right now.
Right back at you. If you want to play the counter hit game, all right, let's say, are we just going to have a heavyweight fight and slug it out? You know, nothing but electrocution everywhere, just getting exposed counter hits on counter hits on counter hits, and oh my goodness, can she kill with this?
And
Not
doesn't
quite.
look like it's scaling just a bit too much right there. Dark Legacy lethal hit. One more hit could just easily kill. Yep. When you are in Dark Legacy, certain moves get repeatable lethal hits. So, and because of the way Siegfried is designed, his stances are meant to be the mix-up king type style, right? He's gonna mix you up left and right during those stance transitions. And when you get those lethal hits on deck during the mix-ups, you just start dishing out more damage than anybody can handle.
Instant damage coming in from one clean fist from 2B and a perfect. You take everything Ebonic just said and forget about it, all right? That's the 7 golden letters that Momo is currently not worried about in the slightest. But I do hear you on Siegfried. I talked about earlier, you know, enforcing your will. While he was in that Dark Legacy, he was able to get a jump in, did a cancel or whatever he was doing, and then went low. All of those frames, Momo certainly had an opportunity to press something, but the fear of the Dark Legacy was more than enough to paralyze him and leave himself open to whatever mix-up was in the book. Oh my God! Why? Why did it hurt so much?
Well, I mean, look, she has no health right now. Momofly, he's gonna have to make something really happen right now because luckily you can't get chipped out, but you're fighting a very uphill battle on this one. Dark Legacy bubble does exist and caught him on the step just before. Whew, Xavier Carbo.
Oh, sorry. You know, doing the my hand thing. I got carried away, man. You being at offline events, everybody just be in the crowd. My hand. And funny stuff. You know, 2B definitely had the spacing. Momo was ready, but nah, you need
Welcome
ID
to the stage of history.
be at least a certain age group before you even signed up. And the Dark Legacy bubble, stopping all of you out there who are definitely not eligible to ruin the tournament experience for other people. All right, we got you. Bolster the security. ESL is, excuse me, somebody is watching. Got everything good and together. So let's get into it. Game 2. Not even worried about it. Gonna try to shake it off. You know, it was a highly volatile round, if I'd say so myself. A lot of counter hits, a lot of big damage. I don't think they're trying to play the your turn, my turn. Here's a poke, there's a poke. No. Here's my big starter. All right, oh, you blocked it? All right, cool. Here's mine. Oh, you're still pressing? You love to see it.
I mean, that's pretty indicative of both of these characters, to be honest with you. you know, we always joke about 2B being like a highly anime type character, right? Super hard rush down, does crazy stuff at all moments, and then Siegfried just mixes you up with gigantic damage at the same time. And so there's very little poke wars with these characters a lot of the time, especially in these recent patches. But I mean, like, you see it right here. One lethal hit. Could another one show up here in just about 2 seconds? Maybe. Yeah, well, if he didn't tech that throw, it would have been a lethal hit.
Oh my goodness, there's a jumping low again. Here's a third time just in case you didn't see it. 4 times for the crowd. And again, they are continuing, man. It's big openers, launchers every single time. Not much in the space for footsie and neutral tools. It is all damage and call outs.
Wow, the reversal edge actually catching in the air. What? Excuse me? 2-2A also caught in the air?
Sir,
well, that's pretty rare.
You are cheating right now. That's just what it is. I'm gonna call it what it is. All right, Xavier Carbo swinging for the fences. All right, the UK-based scene coming out here. Clearly, no fun allowed.
Oh, but up against the wall right now and got the wall hit. So, you know, on this stage, for those of you who don't know, this stage, the wall actually has a health value. The more times you hit it until it breaks, right? But CE coming out here. It is scaled. I don't think it's going to be able to kill. Yeah.
Okay, in this situation, I mean, again, see, before I can even finish my sentence, I'll say they're in a situation where he's gonna press. So the counter hit setup incoming. Like, there you go. Like, Carbo's gonna do, they are going to do something. That something just won't be guard. All right, there's no blocking here every single time.
Yeah, well, Soul Charge after having to block the 4A, doesn't want to have to deal with the plus frames. And this is the character with maybe the best Soul Charge. If not the best Soul Charge, I mean, she's obviously up there. But the thing is, wow, Xavier Carbo was negating most of that Soul Charge. Look, it didn't even exist for most of the time. All she really got was a launch off of it, and now is going to try to take the plus frames, caught the step, and Xavier Carbo completely undeterred from all of that.
Oh yeah, right up under you. Talk to me. 2 hits. Negate everything you just did for the past 20 seconds, and this should be close to death. Only needs a single hit now. Right on.
There's that 2A. Yeah, luckily for Siegfried, he counts as a big body, so the 2A is a true low. It's not like a special low like the other ones where it can be blocked standing. It's a true low because he counts as a big boy.
Yeah,
So.
I feel like being able to go to a single hit, you know, the regular, hey, this is in your arsenal too, don't forget. Only in a situation where it's going to kill is a luxury that every player would love to have. Again, you see big swings every time. We're looking at combos, only going for combos. There's no like, let me check you, condition you. No. I'm going to duck here and I'm going for this, or I'm going to swing this huge horizontal, or I'm going to come with this break attack. Whatever it is, it's always for the fences. And I really like this.
This is one of the alt characters for Momo Fly, and I'm just really glad Huang's finally showing up. I'm super glad I finally get to talk about Huang. Okay. I think this character is super cool.
This is all you then. Show us the way.
Well, I mean, you know, with the way Xavier Carbo is playing, I hope I get a chance to show you the way. Because Xavier Carbo has not been allowing Momo Fly to even get a moment to show these sorts of things, right? And all right. So gonna be able to catch him on the back turn using the talisman. So that's the thing is you gotta watch Huang's talisman. Oh my God!
Excuse me, sir. You have to watch what? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, let's. You
well, no, you still have to. You still have to because coming into this round, he had less than 3 talismans, so he lost health to start the round. He started the round with less health than Xavier Carbo because he used those talismans. You always have to watch them, even if you get mollywopped.
Alright, well, he's at -5 right now.
So he's going to start next round with less than 1/3 of his health, even if he wins.
Yeah, so Huang here is seemingly high risk, high reward. Somebody you have to commit to. You have to really be about it. -7. I'm assuming that's going to be even less than that.
Watch his health go down. Look at that. 1/3 of his health gone.
Just like that. And for what every turn does he gain by using those talents?
So yeah, the talismans are actually really, really strong. So they had to be balanced by that. So the talismans allow for moves like that right there, big damage, big knockdown, right? But he can also put the talismans on himself, and they give him different properties depending on which one he has active. He has not had a single chance, however, to activate any of those talisman auras.
Yeah,
and he's gonna keep starting out these rounds with less, like with the third of his health gone every time.
Oh, how about that? How about a CE? This is so disrespectful from Xavier Carbo. It's like you don't even need this, but because you start off with such, less health, let me go ahead and enhance that for you some more as he runs right into the tip of this sword. I mean, just big time trouble.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's at -9, so he gets fewer deficits now because it is the last round, unless, of course, he wins this round, in which case he will start out next round with literally half health.
Yeah.
He could get that back if he's able to make it happen. Gets 1 GI right here. Knockdown. What's the situation, though, afterwards? Oh, big whiff is going to allow Xavier Carbo to just do wake up
can-cans. Yeah, bro, wake up can-can kicks. Yeah, enough of that. Well, it seems like he had, dare I say, an experimental run right there with Huang. Didn't quite work out. Curtains, as it was just domination. And yeah, B-Boy Skyzo and Rufus just didn't get the memo as the 3-0s continue on here on the EU side of things. Let's look back into it with the early. You counter hit, I counter hit, you show off your big combos, I show off my big combos damage in the matchup of Siegfried and 2.
I was genuinely worried that I wasn't going to get to talk about Huang, and I was right. It happened. Xavier Carbo was, like, throughout the entire set, too. It wasn't even just the Huang thing. Was just all over playing. This is, like, exactly the way Siegfried was designed to play in this current iteration of the game, and Xavier Carbo played to those strengths, I think, as well as he possibly could have, right? Like, he stayed in the face regardless of what the other character wanted to do, because normally we know 2B to be the character who tries to be incredibly offensive, right? But if she can't even get started due to the fact that she's stuck in stance mix-up over and over again, Siegfried just has a field day on that one, and Xavier Carbo showed that real well.
All right, take a look at the bracket here. One more matchup to set off the upper bracket. Its completion. It's going to be Echizen Senpai going against Key. No secrets there. You know exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get fear. But at the same time, Senpai, no stranger. No fear within them, just a couple of heartbreaking losses. But again, the beauty of it is it's still the upper bracket. So no matter how you cut it, it does not end here. 31 years old, coming out of France as well. Another maxi. So this is a matchup that they've likely played time and time again. I do understand the French scene is actually pretty tight and very, very positive when it comes to leveling each other up. And 17-6. Not the best runs, but it was enough to qualify. As we slide over to Keith, we saw his profile at the top of the show. He's won 3 of the 4 weeks in February, and just looking to reclaim his throne as the champion of the EU Open Series, as it was taken away by Rufus in his absence. Look at the win to loss ratio. That one loss being Rufus, by the way. I don't. I don't know what else you want from this man. You might want to leave him alone.
Yeah, well, actually, so like you very briefly touched upon it. The only week that Kiev did not win in the weekly qualifiers, he just wasn't there. That was it. He just didn't attend. It wasn't that like he actually like lost. It was like everybody was able to overcome the demon or something like that week. Nope, he just wasn't there.
He straight up lost a game in the tournament that he won. Like that's the set count. That includes all the set counts. So one person in the entire month of February was actually able to win a game.
Just one. And look, we don't know how different it'll be for the monthly finals, though, because if I harken back to previous Open Series monthly finals, Rufus will have not won very many of the weekly finals, right? And then go on to just defeat Kiev and win the entire tournament.
Correct.
And, with the way B-Boy Skyzo is showing up hardcore, the way Yin is showing up hardcore, the fact that he's got to play Echizen Senpai first round, things could legitimately just be a different tale this day.
Yeah, that's the beauty of any invitational event, right? Where you have to earn your spot. Once you get through the qualifiers, everybody starts with the same record of 0-0. So clean slate as of now for everybody else who's concerned, and clean slate for Echizun's life bar. All right, that is gone just like that. And Nightmare lethal hits just sting a little bit more. I don't know if he has a special audio cue. I'm sure he does it, but when his just I don't know, man. It's like, you know that death is imminent.
Well, you said it in previous monthly finals. Nightmare, he is synonymous with damage. This character just outputs it. Oh, caught the roll and then catches the tech as well, like 6 different times. Put on so much extra damage recognizing the tech options. And, you know, Nightmare does not have access to one of the faster moves in the game, right? He is actually kind of slower on the frame data. So his ability to punish things usually gets pretty difficult. But when Echizun Senpai goes for that big type move right there, even Nightmare can punish it.
Not dealing with any of that. Gonna burst, no punish there. Probably looking for a GI follow-up after the whipping of trying this. So Nightmare clearly doesn't want to try anything but pain, right? Right back at you. Here's a quick shoulder, right? Not the quickest, but his moves still are enough to get the job done when you have an advantageous situation. Stand him up, pop it.
Yeah, just getting those terror charges left and right. I mean, Keeve is basically always at full power on the character. This is the one time he hasn't had terror charge, and it's not even gonna matter because he gets the side throw.
Yeah, he called him out immediately there too. Great timing for the invincibility after the soul charge pop. Keeve knew exactly when those frames would run out and he'd reset to neutral, able to get that quick scoop. And again,
Welcome to
Nightmare,
the stage of history.
it's truly a fearful character. What a wonderful design, and this is how you make an intimidating monster in your game.
Yeah, no, like legitimately, that is the best way to have designed this character, and I'm super glad they did it because, like, yeah, he's supposed to be the big intimidating force running amok in the Soulcalibur universe, right? So if he wasn't this big damage hulking mass of fear, like in horror, I would be upset. But he's exactly that instead. And Keeve has been exemplifying that for years and years and years. This person has been playing Soulcalibur since
He came
Can
out
I even remember that far back? Like,
he's French since he was born. You know what I'm saying? They handed a birth certificate and the latest copy of whichever version of the game is out. That's how it goes.
Oh man. Well, depending on his age, which he didn't put, you know, that could have been Soul Blade instead.
It could have been, you know. No, there is no knowledge that is not power. All right, you add it all up, and you keep it in over the years, especially for such a huge legacy game like this, right? Like, yeah, there's enough changes in the systems to make each entry feel like a freshman. But if you've been around long enough to get familiar with these characters and these events, take more of a legacy standpoint. And the big call out there, launch.
Unblockable. Oh, okay, big whip punish on this one. Gonna get the terror charge on the 2A plus B. Stomp on him. Okay. Yeah, just feeling it out, using that stage right there to as much effectiveness as possible here. Just kind of like just staying away and then finally getting in. Just gonna try to go for the mix up, but the interrupt from Keeve here. Terror charge again.
So scary, man. Scoop. Easy extra follow-up there, and yeah, this is just, I don't know, man. Some big-time whipping, slip a 2K in there, why not? Get a little feet check. Very low risk. Just enough to close the game out. I mean, it's... Keeve's rounds that he wins, they look so dominant, right? It just makes it look like, hey, this is how you play the character. Don't try it any other way. Oh, stomp. Stand up, talk to me. Oh, go over my backside. Like, he is just ragdolling him. He is treating Senpai like a child, just throwing him all over the arena, having fun, wrestling with his toddler, just showing him the ways of how gravity can be an enjoyable experience.
I'm just trying to figure out what he caught him with the Grimstride K, because, like, I'm not entirely sure. Like, it seemed like he was doing nothing when he got hit by that. Like, I don't know. But, I mean, you know, Soul Charge activated. Keeve has already lost a lot of health, but Nightmare is a character that you can never consider completely out of the game because they have the chance to make up the damage, but it is exactly that, a chance, which Echizen Senpai did not allow to happen. 2-2 in meter here, and 2-2 in rounds.
Yeah, it's so crazy. For an evenly matched game, it certainly doesn't feel like that. So that's just a testament to how much control and how good Senpai actually is here. There you go, easy whiff punish. Didn't quite get to follow up there on the ground, but that's okay. Watch your legs. We're coming everywhere. Mix-ups from all directions, including the sky.
Oh, he got to. Oh no, the soul attack was a little bit late. That setup normally catches back Takukemi.
Oh,
and
big whiff.
Echizen Senpai did it. Oh, no punish? He just went for soul charge instead.
I don't know if that's what he wanted. He might have wanted a raw CE, which would that have ground bounced him? Would it have picked him up?
I don't think it ground bounces, but usually what happens with those types of CEs that you can not do the full animation with, if you catch somebody on the ground, what it does is ground stuns them and you can still get more hits on them afterwards, right? I do not think it would have animated, and I do not think it would have ground bounced, but you might have gotten more damage if that was meant to be a CE even. I guess, you know, at that point you're just afraid, right? And you want to get the soul charge out because you don't have a lot of health. You're up against the ledge. That could have just been what was going through his head. When you're stuck in a competition situation, sometimes you don't make the optimal choice every time because your blood is flowing and things are not that easy.
100% feeling the pressure, even though Nightmare just did the biggest Olympic whiff flip that basically allows you to punish with almost anything in your move list at this high of a level. You just kind of, sometimes it's too easy and you're like, oh, okay, I'm not really prepared for this because this isn't something I expect, you know. And like Ichi-san, though, we're gonna go ahead and move past that because that's one of the worst things you can do in fighting games is harp on the previous round when it's over. Try to look forward. Stand up. Come talk to me. Meet me in the office. I have a proposition for you. No, don't touch my legs. Oh, okay, right back at you. Nice base control, charging it up fully. Oh, looking for the scoop for the casual ring out. Oh, it gets it back the other way. You don't want to take it this time. You know, some people will refuse to tap out. You know, they don't want to tell the ref, hey, man, it's over. You got to knock them out. That's exactly what Senpai came for there in that first round.
Yeah, oh, but the Glock stride. Okay. Well, he's at the ledge. I was gonna say he's at the ledge. Every time I try to mention it, it always happens. They can't do it. They can't do it slow enough for me to mention that, like, oh, this is probably what they're looking for right now.
There's just something sweet about those casual ring outs, so they just kind of slip over. Like, okay, bye. I'm gonna leave here. Oh, goodness. Nothing casual about that. Big AGA just coming through, trying to break his face in on the 6-speed stab through the chest. And that wasn't even all of it. It wasn't even necessary. Just a little bit. A little too tapped.
Okay, soul attack on deck right now, and that's going to make things real hard for Echizen Senpai, and I think he knows it, so he goes for that soul charge, trying to get away, but oh, got caught by the second hit, gets dunked on. Unblockable. Oh, but too far, and then ducks, but no punish, and then gets wrung out.
Bro.
Super unfortunate that he did not punish, despite the fact that he knew what the option was off the string. He knew to duck. He got away from the unblockable, but it's not good enough.
I don't even know if he got the ring out. I think the second part of the hit hit him and killed him, and it just spiked him out for additional measure. Something we're sure to see in this highlight reel as we go back through it, reliving it. Oh yes, another 3-0, and EU is back to business. It started out with high drama, but then it was just back to normal. All right, stab, terror charge, right back at you. Let me get another one. Yes, I am not done. Come here. Scoop, side throw, slam. Life bar, dissipation, game 2.
You know, it was kind of a sandwich of high drama, right? Like, it started out real close, high drama, then it went to 3-0, and then it was like pretty close again, or at least a little bit at the very beginning with 2B, and then back to just 3-0s after that.
Yeah, it just one stop for the culture, just one time. Stand up, talk to me. No, go outside. I'll meet you in the back shortly. No, come here. Let me toss you around. I mean, Nightmare is just kind of ragdolling Maxi all over the map for your visual pleasure and for Keith's monetary pleasure back to back as he tries to march toward another $400 purse. But a lot of tournaments still to go. That was just first set of our upper bracket, the quarterfinals here. Yeah, there it is. Got the spike. No need for the ring out. I'd rather have the 7 golden letters for the perfect. Look at that bracket.
Yeah, no, and what's crazy is this bracket only gets more and more difficult as time goes on. You know, as close as Rufus and B-Boy Skyzo was, for all we know, it could just get even more difficult. Looking at the lower bracket, though, Ganondorf versus Rufus and Echizen Senpai versus Momofly. It's crazy to think that we could see Rufus or Ganondorf going out in lower bracket round 1 of the top 8.
Oh, man, what an upset that would be. If that happened, I would assume that Ganondorf would get the power to as well his way further and further in the bracket. But even on the other side, man, I mean, sometimes players don't look as exceptional as we give them credit for, but that's because they run into roadblocks. And everybody has a bad game. Everybody gets 3-0'd here or there. That's not to take away from them. In the lower bracket, somebody's going to put in work, and we will see one of those names again as we continue on.
And you guys can see one of those names at any point during these weekly qualifiers if you go to compete.playstation.com to sign up for any of the weekly qualifiers to get to these monthly finals. Remember, you do have to place well enough in the weekly qualifiers to get to a monthly final, but hey, you can do so from the comfort of your own home, all completely free to yourself, no charge whatsoever.
Yeah, imagine if you could just sign up and make the monthly final. You know, it'd be free then. But yeah, you're gonna need to put in some work, all right? Just like everybody else that you see on these broadcasts. Speaking of, I got my stick in the back, man. I'm good to go at almost any time. I missed the whole stick, and that's why I'm on commentary instead of in the matches. So with that being said, we're gonna take some time to go practice on those things. You keep it locked. We'll be right back for more Soulcalibur 6 EU Open monthly finals.
Let's cut right to it.
Right on cue, speak it into existence, and it shall be. Close your eyes, don't get blinded by the light. Primal, 2 touches, and there it is, tournament champion.
PlayStation
And welcome back to the EU monthly final Soulcalibur 6 Open Series. Good Luck Charm is gone. Quick update, you know, that's gonna hurt my heart, but Rufus still very much alive. I'm joined alongside here by Ebonic Plague, and while EU seemed to rock things up early, giving us a 3-2 set between B-Boy Skyzo and defending champion Rufus, it was as expected with 3-0s across the board in true European fashion.
Yeah, it's the second half of matches, and I guess even one of the first half of matches, were what we're used to here in the Open Series. You know, it always starts out with 3-0s, right? But the first match we got may as well have been a grand finals of pretty much any Open Series, right? B-Boy Skyzo and Rufus, and it went down to the wire like any grand finals match might have gone to.
It's more surprising. Maybe it sets the tone, maybe it tells a story. Maybe Rufus is mad. I don't know. We don't know. It's impossible to get into the mind of that man. But coming up next, we have Yin and B-Boy Skyzo. Yin coming through that maxi, just full control, going through the French gauntlet once again. Only 3 French players, but he potentially will have to play them all on his quest for the title here for the February monthly final. And I don't know. We take it to predictions, see what chat thinks, get a feel for things. And both maxis looking impressive. One is down, one is up. Yin just solid, and with his dominating performance, it's always hard to judge these, right? You get a 3-2 last round at Skyzo, and then you get a 3-0 from Yin. How can you force somebody to take one over the other? It just doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, it looks like chat thought it was 61% of them thought it's going to be Yin. Maybe because there was that 3-0, right? Maybe because Yin looked so dominant in his set. But yeah, it's up against B-Boy Skyzo. They've both been grinding, both going as hard as possible throughout this whole thing. One thing that I really noticed from Yin that I always love to point out is specifically his knowledge of his opponent's character. When we saw Yin versus Ganondorf, it looked like he really had studied that character specifically, right? So I'm going to like watch as intently as I possibly can to see how well he knows Sophia, because this is a character that beats you with a lot of fundamental aspects of the game. Knowing the character helps in some aspects, but she is basically just using what the game provides her a lot of the time.
Well, trying to take it to the skies, following up what we saw earlier in the set against Rufus. However, Yin doesn't look too trigger happy just yet, or nunchaku happy, I should say. Just horizontals right now, checking them side steps as he probably saw the footage from earlier. Dunks and big combo. This might be enough. Not quite.
Yeah, just shy. Maybe if he had gotten the C, but it's not going to matter as he's going to be able to whiff punish that 9K. Finish off that round. This is what we like to call small caliber for sure. They are playing nice and up close, very compact, and they're just kind of, you know, poking it out, right? Like, obviously Maxi is going to be getting some of those like stance transitions in there, but that's his character.
Oh, you better watch those legs. Think about it. All right, back at you. Gets a toe tap of his own Maxi, just dancing around the nunchaku, just so smooth in this movement. But here's a lethal flip back, come the other way. Oh wow, okay, the small wall able to keep him in right there. He had no shirt and he was looking for a head dive into the water. Here's an opportunity. How about a backsplash? And Sophie gonna join him. Okay, we got a bunch of divers here. I see exactly what's going on. They want to try out for the Soulcalibur Olympics.
Activation that you were gonna say that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely coming, baby. I'm always out here on the recruitment tip with eyes open for the next talented outside of the fighting game range. But how about a CE? They can all press this button at once, eyes closed.
Yo, I really think B-Boy Skyzo knew exactly what string that Yin could have gone to there, because there was immediate step. And again, same thing. I think you're probably going to go for wall rising B, because most maxi players will in that situation, right? That's one of the stronger moves. But caught the step right there. Accidental cancel?
Yeah, I'm not
so odd. I don't know if I've ever seen a cancel that fast, but I mean, I guess it's not going to matter. I would need to see that again. I legitimately would need to see that again, because that was super interesting. I think I'm for sure gonna check the VODs after this tournament's over.
Definitely a drop into what seemed like the brain fart, like, oh, I'm not, I meant to do it, and then everything just shut down. It happens here and there, but luckily he got right back on it. Easy whip punish with the CE to close that out. And Yen is looking strong as ever. Stars aligning.
Oh, what is that? I'm the man as she sidesteps your big Bruce Lee punch.
Yeah, see, this is why people feel a way about Maxi players, because if you have to play a character who does things like that, and like he really thought he was doing something. It's
Oh, great backstep, and that is one of the things that B-Boy Skyzo has used to great effect with this in many of the sets we've seen in the Open Series, especially versus like the likes of Kiev, right? Kiev specifically, we've seen versus B-Boy Skyzo, and the spacing game onto the whip punish. B-Boy Skyzo has used movements so strongly that he's just made rounds out of like situations that were normally really bad, and you saw it right there. The same thing here. Kind of stepped away, got the launch, and then just getting under stuff, forcing the soul charge.
Yeah, which is crazy. Even after all of that, we've seen back and forth, a bunch of momentum shifts, and a bunch of singular hits that get things back to neutral. But after this soul attack, it has been all Yin. Trying to close this one out. I don't know if that's enough space. Yeah, had the right idea. Enough recovery frames available, but not close enough. And B-Boy Skyzo is going to distance himself in the wrong direction, unfortunately. And it's going to cost him the game. Yin surviving game one, dare I say. I don't know if that CE would have killed in that situation, but it was rather close, especially with the guts enhancement. It's just the small things.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if he survived, he would be in that one-hit territory kind of deal, where Sofitia would be. He'd basically be at the mercy of Sofitia. She could go to that 1K. She could go to that 5B. She could go to, any sort of mix-up, because we always like to talk about it. Once you have that little amount of health, the entire moveset is a mix-up now, right? Yeah. Normally, you'd be so sure that it's okay to take one hit of a low if you have maximum health, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I take one hit of a low. It's my turn now, so it's not really a big deal. When you have that little health, there's no more chances of that. Now you really have to make the proper decision.
Alright, here's a map that doesn't allow for too many chances itself. Alright, the ever famous Yoshi's Island, as you like to call it. It's non-existent. We're finding the majority of it in the middle here, sidestep, right, to the skies. And I mean, would you call 9K the MVP here for Skyzo's run thus far? So many.
It's been pretty strong, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of utility.
But, it is one of those stronger moves for sure. So, but there's the 2-2B, big launch damage. And then, yeah, it's going to be able to catch him outright.
Yeah, we're talking opener damage right there. It's just, you love to see it in that situation. Come here, talk to me. Horizontal's going to catch that stepping. And that is a lot of stun right there. Big time combo coming in from Yin. Oh, another whiff opportunity. Just kind of throwing away damage here. Oh, a third one. Oh, okay, Skyzo's kind of playing pretty dangerous right now. And getting whip punished at a high rate.
Yeah, definitely can't take any more of these big whip punishes right now. Yin has already got him in a bad position, but okay, the 6-6B. Trying to angel step over, but a great block on the mix-up on that one. Yeah, he even tried to expect, like, B-Boy Skyzo to press something, so he went for the normal guard. B-Boy Skyzo didn't bite, probably expecting that GI, but it ended up not mattering as he got hit by the resulting mix-up after that. One apiece here in rounds.
Yeah, I was busy watching Maxi's feed. I saw the little shuffle right there, a little shimmy as we do a sidestep 9K once again. Spin it all up. I don't know. Let's find out how fast Maxi is. Oh, be very patient here. Get opened up instead. It's not a good way to spin your soul charge, but at least finds an opening with the lethal hit follow-up. Here's the CE. Got to get as much damage as possible. Yep. And yep, getting that bounce into the kick just when you thought it was over on the end of the soul charge. I mean, we're talking a couple of pixels worth of charge left. Able to pull out that lethal hit and capitalize. It's not over until it's over, and again, once again, just showing the prowess, man. Just very, very comfortable, and his decision making and movement is maximum.
Yeah, absolutely in the decision making, because that was like the champion's decision right there. He knew exactly where he was on the stage, so he punished with the perfect move to send B-Boy Skyzo flying the opposite direction to get a ring out in that situation, using all the bar, and it's totally worth it. Unfortunately, however, B-Boy Skyzo catching the reversal edge read, 2 apiece right now, about the same amount of meter. And, you know, this is a 3 out of 5 set, but you definitely are not trying to go down 2-0 because you will have to make a 3-game straight comeback.
And as we know, EU is most certainly the closeout region. There's another bounce again, and that is going to be goodbye to your health bar and to any hope you had. I'm tying this up at 1 apiece. The moment you got popped with the lethal hit, you knew exactly what it was and what it was going to be. Yin, I mean, they close it out. A 2-0 is just as good as a 3-0 in this region, and I'd be surprised if we saw this set go any further. I want to say I'm calling it right here, but we know how good of a commentator's curse I possess. So I just, you know.
Hey, look, I mean, Yin is basically showing why we consider him to be one of the best Maxi players, just straight up in the world, right? Like, not even like,
absolutely,
not even just like EU specifically that we're talking about here. So it's, while it is surprising to see it this strongly versus B-Boy Skyzo, because, you know, I personally hold B-Boy Skyzo in high regard. I'm sure a lot of other people do as well, especially if you go through like the Open Series broadcasts and their record at this point, right? Being one of the only other people to contest with both Keeve and Rufus so far. But so making it be this strong of a presence is an absolute statement. And I mean, it shows, like, you can watch it in the gameplay, and, you know, it's very similar stuff to how we saw it versus Ganondorf, right? Kind of staying at a specific range, going for things that, you know, try to interrupt like that.
hey, I mean, everything, mix-ups coming from every direction, on the ground, rolling, in the middle of hit, great reset potential. Like, Maxi's definitely... you're talking rush down. It's scary, man.
No, I agree. Oh, great step right there. Only gets a 6A plus B, but I'm not 100% sure if Maxi gets more than that, to be honest with you. I think that might be one of his better punishes there. Oh, gets it again, though. And there's the final mix-up on the low. I mean, you know, B-Boy Skyzo had been blocking that a lot previously, so I bet there was kind of like a mental aspect there where he was maybe thinking that it wasn't coming because he had blocked it so many times.
Oh yeah, big launcher, a lot of smoke. Oh, okay, overextending there, able to get the small dodge under. Good stun, nice follow-up, not too much, but again, you talked about Soulcalibur at the beginning of this set, right? Just back and forth, little breaks and pieces there. Unfortunately, nothing's really going in the favor of Skyzo, and that is gonna cost him this round as well.
Again and again and again, man. Yin stays at a specific range, waits for you to try and do something, backsteps preemptively, and then gets a whiff punish on it almost every time. It's the ratio of that percentage has to be just like crazy high.
Going over the top. No, more gibberish in video games, please. There's nothing better.
Ooh, okay, recognize that he was rolling, I guess, right?
Yeah, let's slow down. Yeah, let's slow all of that down right now. There's just been too much going back and forth in those sequences. But a Twin Angel step. Twin Angel slow down. But this may be it. Curtain. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Imagine being B-Boy Skyzo, taking out the definitive champion in a 3-2 just slugfest, right? Back to back, super tough, everything. And just not have enough gas left in the tank as Yin comes through and just picks up. It's like you both were fighting, you got the knockdown, you do escape with like 2% health, and then Yin just happens to stroll by. It's like, oh, hey, let me get this free kill right here. Picks it up and marches into the winner, the upper bracket final, and the guaranteed money at this point. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, again, Yin continued to show incredible prowess on the movement, the spacing, the ability to react to a whip punish, despite the fact that they're playing online. Like, just had it all on deck at all times. You could see it right there. You could see it throughout all of these replays. And then look, the positional awareness to know exactly what to punish with right there, and then exactly what to follow up with to be able to get a ring out. That is somebody who has done their homework left and right, because you see it not once during that game, but twice.
Hey, yeah, keep your eyes open, man. If you pay attention, you'll realize that Yin has not lost a game. And we were marveling at the record of Eve this month, you know, with the won and the loss column. But I mean, listen here, man. This is the monthly final. Show up and show out, and Yin has done just that, granting himself a berth into the upper bracket final. 3 O's in his wake. This is a one-player game right now. As we take an update here in the bottom of the bracket, we let you know that Rufus did advance versus Ganondorf on the way in, but it is Ichizen Senpai who has advanced, and they're going to be going up against Sky. So I mean, they're going to
another
get right
Maxi.
into that. It just, yeah, wow, right? Beat the defending champion. Here you go, back-to-back Maxi. Let's see how you handle this.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, B-Boy Skyzo is going to need to be able to get that maxi knowledge before being able to make it back and maybe getting the rematch. That's neither here nor there right now, though, because we do have a different match on deck. It's going to be Xavier Carbo versus Keeve.
All right, this one scares me, right? Xavier Carbo is in your face. Press. I'm going for all my big stuff, you know.
This is Siegfried versus Nightmare. I just know.
It is. And if he gets counter hit by Nightmare because he's being wild aggressive and he's just pressing, he's going to die really fast. And I don't want to see that. I want to see the high drama lore face battle and, you know, whatever happens. But the gameplay we saw in the first round is not going to translate well. Hopefully he can adjust for the situation.
Well, that might be the highest percentage I have seen for Soulcalibur on a chat poll so far. 92% of the chat is all in on Keeve. I don't know if I have seen that high of a percentage just yet.
I don't have the answers, man. I'm just as lost as you are, sir, and I've seen every single poll. That is the voice of the people. And usually, well, actually, they're kind of wishy-washy here at Calibur. I don't know. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. But this is why the game is meant to be played. I'm sure his opponent is sitting there like, all right, cool. We're going to take that. It's motivation, right? If you don't have, like, a water cooler tug, a chalkboard, whatever. Write it down. 92% of the chat was like, oh, I'm going to lose? All right, cool. Let me get this in here for the extra motivation, right? Maybe Sieg will come out with 2 swords this time. Just something boosted up in his head that makes him go right over the edge and shake up these brackets and predictions. Or he can keep pressing and get counter hit to death in 5 seconds. You make a choice.
So to specifically talk about Keeve and Nightmare versus Siegfried, I feel like this is one of those matchups that we actually might see something very, very cool, because Keeve has been studying this matchup really, really hardcore because he had lost to Dexys in a tournament, right? And then he had to play Dexys in a 1-7 at the FGC arcade, and he was able to take that W, right? That was a matchup that he did not want to lose again, and he said so in the survey for the FGC arcade. So I feel like if Keeve loses here to this Siegfried after defeating Dexys, Xavier Carvo might be on top of the world. Yeah, so already flapjacks left and right coming in. So, the 6A, he's going to stop it. And Keeve wasn't even ready for him to get stopped in the middle of the string because he wasn't pressing anything afterwards. But look at the jump, the 9K to be able to go over the Knight behind low. I don't know if he knew that was the exact button that was coming, but if it was, Xavier Carvo is a genius. Okay, so first round going, though. Getting the AGA, getting that Terror Charge while rising B. And, okay. On the run-up throw, back escape. Which it's pretty interesting that he would go for back throw there, considering he was up against the wall. But I think that's probably what Keeve was thinking, is that back throw was the non-obvious choice, so he would go for that. Get the big launcher into CE, big damage. Synonymous with damage, just like you talked about, KP.
Every single time, baby. Hit that KO screen, you already know what it is, bro. You get caught pressing, you're just gonna die. It's that simple, but right back at you. Same thing can be said for Siegfried. If Keeve wants to match aggression, and continue that path. We're gonna spin it. Just show you. I got some stances too. Oh, sliding in. All right, yeah. All right, I understand. Y'all, I got it. They're going for it. And Xavier Carbo is certainly here for this. If this is exactly how you want to approach AGA's back to back, trying to jump out. Not quite.
Well, luckily he blocked that 6A right there because Keeve would have died if he had not blocked that.
Oh my God, and a meaty throw right on time. As soon as he stood up, didn't have the option to do anything else in that sequence.
When you're fighting against this Vihander character, I always wonder if meaty throw was actually the intentional option because they do have a move that's called AGA, and that's exactly the input. It is A, then G, then A, right? And so I always wonder if that is what they meant to do, because sometimes if you press AGA too fast, you actually just get the throw input.
Well, as long as it OSs itself and works at the same timing, I don't think anybody's gonna complain about it until they get punished. But for now, catches him out of the air. Nice pickup. There's an opportunity to come back and get this round. Speaking of ducking on the throws, right back at you.
Big chip damage on
That's
the Dark
enough.
Legacy right there, but the launcher! Oh my God.
That is enough. Wait a minute. This is going exactly how I wanted it to go early on. Let's press these buttons. Oh, looking for the stomps, but just out of range.
Yeah, 2 bars here for Xavier Carbo though, and I mean almost 2 bars for Keeve, but it's looking like he barely even needs to use the meter. If that, you might want to soul charge here. Yep, he does exactly that.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
the AGA just said sit down.
That was
He's looking for that Dark
emphatic.
Legacy bubble to come out.
Yeah, right back. I don't think so. We're gonna hit the terror charge bubble on this side. We don't want anything to do with that. Did you see the AGA and the amount of damage it did? It was just a huge swipe. And like you tried to get something going, and now you're eating a just frame, and you're back on the ground, thinking of your next Oki option instead. All that in the frame before you even
Welcome to the
made
stage
your
of
decision
history,
was made
retold.
for you. Nightmare, baby. That's what he does. Intimidation factor 2000.
Yeah, no, that damage output. I mean, if he gets you counter hit on an AGA, on a 6-6B, on any of these moves, like, you just check your life bar and you realize it's been gone this whole time. You never had a life bar in the first place. You thought you did, but at character select, it was gone.
Yeah, absolutely. As Keeve thinks of many ways to dissipate Siegfried's life bar, and the mental capacity of his opponent. Just break him down constantly, right? Gonna get into game 2. All of that. It was just one game.
Admit it.
Now, Leo EU memo still very much in play here, but I'm not sure that's what
I'm sorry, did he just use the Forbidden Nightmare move 4B? He used the headbutts?
he knew. He knew. I'll tell you, look, think of 4 ways to get rid of the life bar. Think, and then he comes with the headbutt. Listen, bro, there's this. They have us, bro. They're synced up. The players know.
Oh my goodness, you want to talk about synced up? Keeve is synced up to Xavier Carbo's thought patterns that entire round. He jumped over lows. He 4-4K break attack reversal edges. He sidestepped everything.
There's a duck of the throw to continue on the mantra of knowing where you want to be before you get there. With punish, launch, follow up, terror charge activated. No, come here. Wait, there's a meeting in the office. Don't leave. Going for the back-to-back AGAs. That's more of a Keeve thing here, but Keeve ducking that second one coming in from Carbo.
Good block right there, though. Carbo is able to knock him out of the air as well. And, oh, unfortunately, the headbutt while rising. He does have that horn on there. It's not just for show.
Let you know, does a little bit of damage. All right, Carbo following up. All right, his sword's a bit more on the pure side. We're going to need him to get a little dirty if he wants to keep up with Nightmare. As he, again, this after sequence with punish. Stand up, come here. We'll work on that guard gauge, but it won't be a factor here. There's too much damage from all the individual hits from both of these characters. Scoop! 2-9.
Oh, Xavier Carbo has 2 bars, and I wonder if he's even going to get a chance to use it. It depends on this mix-up right here. Oh, and he caught him on the mix-up. Yeah, so right there, you have to Ukemi to the side. But the thing is if Keeve knows you're going to Ukemi to the side, he has an option for that, right? So it is a rock, paper, scissors game. It's not something that you have something where you can just pick one option, it beats everything right there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you just lose the majority of your
Welcome
health
to the
and then
stage
you're
of
down
history,
to
retold.
anything kills, I don't see how you do anything but just guess at that point, right? There's nothing you're gonna react to with every move in the list. Like, you just do a move that's like number 120. It's like, oh, what is that? I've never seen that ever, and it just hits because that's just how fighting games go at times. And down to a 2-0 deficit, he's gonna need a lot more than relying on Soul Charge to try to finally start melting some offense. Well, enough to secure rounds, because other than that, it's just AGA to reset the pace from Kyiv, and then basically whatever he's hitting from every single angle imaginable.
Oh, we do have the switch to Cervantes. We talked about this a little bit earlier. These are two of the characters that I feel like have won a lot in terms of patch notes in many different patches, right? Like Cervantes only got better, Nightmare only got better, and Cervantes I feel like is an exceptional character. Oh, yep, I was.
Yeah.
Why can't I never
Shots.
say it before it happens?
Shots.
He is an exceptional character at stopping revenge attacks from Nightmare. He has a pretty okay selection of blows. He has moves that do more than 26 damage. He's just a good character at this.
Shots. That's
Jesus.
just no, all day. Keep shooting, right? Give Serby a gun. Or he's already had it. All right, cool. Use Serby's gun.
Yeah, well, I mean, Serby has more ways in Season 2 to use his gun than he did when the game launched too, so that's like a really nice aspect as well.
Not to mention he's an absolutely insane character to watch. All over the place. I mean, since this is all technically his fault, alright, he has some sins to pay for here. Hey.
Flapjack, there's the wall rising A, but no full confirm, unfortunately, for Xavier Carbo. Kyiv is loving that because that means he's not going to get rung out.
Yeah, I like the idea. I'm not sure if he got a full punish on that for that whip, but try to take advantage of a situation with Nightmare with recovery is definitely not the best. And wow, the offensive flurry right now from Xavier Carbo. I don't want to even put this type of energy in the air, but Kyiv with the soul attack, beautiful follow-up to get that in there, but he seemed a bit, I don't want to say unprepared, but just not ready. Carbo playing the range game effectively. Every time he gets up close, though, it becomes a different story.
So one thing I want to mention right there is Kyiv actually used a Nightmare-only thing. Nightmare is the only character in the game who can use Soul Attack while he is already in Soul Charge. He is the one character that can do it. I do not know why he has that ability, but he has it, right? And so that actually lended to why he won that round.
Excuse me, sir. You know the answer. He needs it. That's it.
He needs
leave it at that. You keep it going. How about that attack right back at you? Nice follow-up. Not enough to get the kill, but he's one touch away, but can't walk out of the range of that 6B, piercing his soul and robbing him of the space necessary to try to close out round 2, but instead he is down on his winner's life. Is it going to be a trip to the lower bracket, or does Serby have enough in the tank to carry us on?
Yeah, this is why we always talk about Nightmare is never out of the game. His damage output, his range, his ability to just terrify you will always keep him in. However, Xavier Carbo with the pressure right now. He does have 2 bars to work with as well, so you know you got to watch that.
Oh.
Punish C could exist. Oh, well, it's not the C that would punish, but we'll take the damage.
Yeah, well, it wasn't quite. It worked out. You saw a couple of duds there. He was trying to keep his meter, but I'm not sure. Maybe he needs to spin something there, and wow, keep running head first into that jumping spin kick. All right, Carbo decided that, you know what? I'm gonna keep my bar. My second bar, that is, and have access here in the final round that I need to stay alive on the upper bracket side. There's the stun. Right, follow up, it's a throw clean. Mix up.
Okay, good block on the 2A plus B, but now he's got Soul Charge to deal with. And again, so you gotta watch Kyiv's Chara Charge, right? Oh, he has access to the lethal hit now. I didn't realize he has used that many gunshots.
Okay, where we going? Trying to
charge.
something out. Yep. Trying to give Kyiv an eye for something that may not come.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that with Rufus earlier, actually. I mean,
no.
he's got so little life that lethal hit may not come into play no matter what now. The reversal edge, that should do it! What a call!
Woo! That was insane. Yo, he knew. He knew. I mean, what do you do in that situation, right? Kyiv's going to back-to-back things that can break the arbor or just call him out with the break attack. But in that one sequence, right?
Welcome to the stage of history.
That decision was made the second he saw the initial attack. And it feels good to use the brain, take it to 200 IQ level, and force another game. So no more 3-0s. All right, staying alive. But man, what an uphill battle. Servi does. It was 3-2 last round, barely escaped, but you can take that confidence, right? Knowing that not only can you beat him, but you've done it already. You just got to put it together for 3 straight. That is the harder part of this, but with one under the belt, man, a couple of shots, playing at range, Carbo was in control the whole time. So let's see if he can keep that thing.
Yeah, I mean, Carbo being in control the whole time also lended to the fact that he never needed to use Reversal Edge, right? So there was no way that he was thinking about Reversal Edge as an option on Wake Up because he hadn't done it before. And since he hadn't done it before, he was like, okay, I'll just hit this soul attack a second time and I'll try to make the ender happen. And Xavier Carbo was like, nah, I do have one more trick up my sleeve. Both hit kick.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Anytime you're on the receiving end of the reversal edge, I feel that second wave is imperative that you block. Unless you really need to go for it, it's always a scary scene. Knowing that if you even tie, you're gonna like it's kind of messed up, bro.
The hard part about that situation is if the initiator hits the vertical option during reversal edge, they can break your guard regardless of your guard stamina. So, oh no, he just got kicked out of the ring though.
Oh my god.
Gonna knock him down, splat. Okay, unblockable territory. Does that mean he can get the knocked? Oh, he tried to go for the ring out. I believe that was going to be a ring out situation. Unfortunately, Keeve did not get it. Fortunately, though, for Xavier Carbo stayed alive.
Ooh, bad launch. Yes. Oh, I love that combo. It's so sick. It's so sick. Just put all the bullets in him. Woo! Ducks under the AGA. Keeps his head for another sequence.
And yeah, I mean, he's backing off right now. Obviously, you can just sidestep the gunshot, but it's a clear threat at this point. Ace Light B is just gonna put in so much work too.
Yes, nice interrupt right there on the call out. Not quite enough to get the kill. And wait, what? Huh?
So right there, that is an Ukemi trap. So if the opponent tries to Ukemi on that, you actually just grab the soul edge. But specifically, I believe he was trying to soul attack there. I do not think he meant to do CE specifically in that situation. You can do an Ukemi trap with the CE, but I do think that was meant to be soul attack instead.
Yeah, we certainly haven't seen him go to that option at all here. So that's why I was rather surprised seeing it from him, regardless of its viability as an option. Right back at you, an eye for an eye. Coming off the wall, no, teleport. Gonna lie instead. Oh, it's just so devastating. Ducks under.
Great duck right there. Got away from the command grab. No way.
Okay.
Oh no.
Barely survives that time. There's a small wall coming through in the clutch for him. And here's another one.
He tried to use that lethal hit.
And we'll just do it the traditional way. Either way it goes. Pop. And yeah, that sucks for you, bro. But 2 rounds apiece. Gonna get that bar feeder. And Xavier Carbo with the leg up on resources going into the final round here.
We are running on a situation where we may see the first upper bracket final that does not contain either Keeve or Rufus. Obviously, it's very early to call, especially right now because of the 6-6B.
Let's slow it down because Keeve is not trying to see any of that. He doesn't care for your drama. He doesn't care for your extra rounds. Oh, got him to whiff.
I think that was... Okay, that was supposed to be a soul charge, I think.
Yeah, I wonder if camera played a part there for any of the players as Keeve just whiffed into oblivion, and then we only saw just a small stab from Xavier. Unfortunately, that's going to be the end of his upper bracket run. Still very much alive and still very impressive this time. A highly offensive player that I'd certainly hope to see again, but now he's down in the shark-infested waters that are the lower bracket. Let's take a look at how he ended up there. Nice jump over going low. There's something about avoiding the hitboxes of these 3D fighters that is so satisfying, even on the spectator side of things. But it was a good back and forth.
Yeah, no, I highly agree. There's nothing that feels better than ducking under a high or sidestepping a vertical and then just getting huge damage punish afterwards. But, you know, regardless of that fact, Kyiv was able to just take it over Xavier, Carbo, Siegfried, like, emphatically, right? Forcing the switch to Cervantes, and the switch actually had a lot of merit, to be quite honest with you. Cervantes was putting in a ton of work for Xavier Carbo, and even like taking that first game, or excuse me, the third game here to keep him alive with the reversal edge right there. He was looking like he could have easily just has taken this game that he lost right here, but
That
you
was
know,
devastating.
not in the cards on this one.
Yeah, that round to the ring out was super devastating, man. After being down 2-1, you're playing everything so well, and you just get scooped, follow up, and momentum. I mean, you have to take everything that he can give you. However, 3-1, relatively quick set there. That sets up the upper bracket final between Yin and Kyiv. Halfway expected, and then Rufus now is gonna go up against Carbo. Oh man, space control.
Back-to-back champions.
Yeah, it's crazy. And if you look at it, B-Boy Skyzo still heavy in the drama. Another 3-2 victory. This time over Ichisen Senpai, and it seems to be the formula for Skyzo, right? If it's a 3-2 or a 2-2, excuse me, he's likely to win. But if you can jump out on him early, then you can seal the deal.
Yeah, well, according to that bracket, there is a chance there could be a run back between Rufus and B-Boy Skyzo. So, I mean, hey, you know, I'm looking forward to that possibility. However, we're not going to get into that possibility yet because we got to tell you guys about how you can join in the fight as well. Compete.playstation.com is how all of these players got into this monthly finals broadcast, how they all got into the possibility of the prize pool that they're playing for today, and you can do so as well. You have to make it through the weekly qualifiers before you can get to one of these monthly finals. All of these players did that, but you can do it from the comfort of your own home at no charge to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Skyzo, with that victory, is going to get him to minimum 4th place. Our people in the upper bracket, Kyiv and Yin, also in the money. One more slot remaining to round out our top 4, but a couple more matches to get there. You keep it locked. We'll be right back with more action here from the EU Open Series monthly finals for February. Soulcalibur 6.
Let's cut right to it.
Right on cue, speak it into existence, and it shall be. Close your eyes, don't get blinded by the light. Primal, 2 touches, and there it is, tournament champion.
PlayStation
Hey, and welcome back to the PS4 Tournaments Open Series. We are getting ready to jump in to what is our upper bracket finals of Soulcalibur 6 on the EU side.
Yeah, we've got Yin going up against Kiev. All right, Kiev, Mr. Yo, hold my throne while I'm gone, right? If I don't enter, y'all can win. It's okay. But when I come back, know exactly what time it is. And on the bottom hand side, we got Carbo and Rufus that's going down right now. We'll get back to that when the time is right. But yep, 3 of the 4 players into the money already. Now every single match becomes a $100 money match or better, depending on positioning. And last time we saw Kiev out, we saw an overwhelming vote, 92% in his favor. Yeah. I have a feeling we quite won't get the same numbers when it comes to Yin and his dominating performance thus far. However, I think the smart money's on Kiev.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, at the very least, I know that the chat usually favors Kiev throughout the most of the open series. Yin has, however, I think it was that he hadn't lost a game yet, right?
He has not.
So
has not.
It is real hard to kind of look at that and be like, well, you know, oh, it is on Kiev, and it is a 69% of the poll.
Yeah, not surprised at all. That's arguably still kind of high for what I was thinking. Especially when Yin doesn't lose a game. As we know, chat likes to ride the wave of what's happening, but I think we've retained enough people who have seen it all before. They've heard it all before, and they are ready to see the king reclaim his throne. I think he's won or tied for the most Open Series titles for the monthlies alongside Rufus. And head-to-head, he may be up overall. But again, this is why we play the games. It's not over until it's over. And I'm just ready to see some fire Soulcalibur action here in the upper bracket final.
I definitely think that's exactly what we're going to see. Like, regardless of whether it be a 3-0 or if it goes down to the wire, it's going to be sick because of the 2 players that are playing. Kiev, obviously, we talked about so many times, you know, one of the most historied players in Soulcalibur, prolific nightmare that's been around for a long time. Has just figured out how to overwhelm people with emphatic pressure. Yin playing a little bit more of a different type of style, right? More of the bait and punish type small caliber with Maxi of all characters. Playing it to great effectiveness as well, being at the proper spacings, trying to stay a specific character length away depending on which character he's fighting. And then, you know, just being able to goad you into hitting something immediately, either backsteps or sidesteps, depending on if he thinks it's going to be a horror or revert. And just gets it going every time.
All right, well, how about a lethal hit to open things up and get it started early? Just a nice chunk of damage. This is the biggest combo, but, I mean, anytime you can knock off just a chunk, you take those back to back because that's what Nightmare does in near individual hits.
Hey, yo, you get one big counter hit like that for Maxi, and he can at least damage Race Nightmare.
Woo! What a call out right there. He knew. He knew. Yin is feeling himself right now. And, oh, man, if this continues on and Yin sweeps Kiev, I might as well just hand him the trophy. Yin still hasn't lost a game yet. Here for the monthly final of February. Nice little stab. And yeah, again, right back to, you mentioned it's just small caliber, right? Yin isn't in a hurry or trying to force any big mix-ups. It's just very solid play throughout, and that's carried him all the way to these decisive victories.
Well, he's going to be literally up against the wall right now. Oh, it's off axis, so I don't know if the... Okay, it does hit. I was curious if the unblockable hits, but this should be a ring out.
Oh, yeah. How about a little extra, just in case, you know, it's already just kind of circling around the rim about to drop in, but he's going to get the tip anyway. Just to get that one over a bit faster. Ooh, stunt, slow it down.
Yeah, plus the unblockable right there for Kiev.
You're not coming to the front door. That's what's not happening.
Oh, revenge attack. Luckily he was able to block, but that still gives Nightmare the terror charge, so Kiev is going to love that regardless of whether or not he blocks it. The bubble is just extra credit at that point.
Yeah, and again, you saw it from Yin as he still gets that round with the ring out. anytime that Keith has done like a big whip, if he isn't absolutely sure he can punish with something of the high damaging variety, he just takes a little tap and takes the position instead. This is actually some of my favorite play to watch across like any game, and just heavy neutral and spacing from Yin. This is super impressive right now, and it's been my favorite thing to watch for this broadcast for sure.
Yeah, I genuinely hope this matchup goes down to the wire. Soul charge from Kyiv. Yeah, he's got to make up that life deficit right now. He's got to make up that spacing.
Again, you
With
saw
a
it
big
there.
hit like that.
Yeah, big whip from the AGA, and he didn't overextend trying to get a super Omega punish. He just took the hit and the positioning, and then the follow-up, which was allow him to open everything wide open. And then once he gets a hit, it's an easy confirm. Okay, I know all the combos, I know the setups, I know exactly where I want to carry him. Where am I on the position of stage? Which part can I reset this in and try to get cheeky if I need to? Everything just has, it's not necessarily flow charting, but he just ticks the boxes off. All right, this, okay, boom, 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 boom. And we just arrived here at the W. 7 games straight for Yin. Still working on a perfect tournament run. See if that momentum follows up here in game 2.
I believe that would be our first perfect tournament run for you, if that does happen. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd have to go back and check, but yeah, that would be wild. Even if it's not, that's still a feat, regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to be keen to do it. Whoa.
Good punish right there with the A-slide B.
I think I need to add some maxi-isms to my everyday speech. I mean, people will probably start looking at me weird, but luckily I'm staying, you know, in the house, so I don't have to worry about it. Just, oh!
Ooh, big AGA baseball swing.
Okay, maybe I won't add the maxi-isms. That kind of didn't work that round. All right, let's try this again and use, you know, words this time.
Use your words.
Right, try
as
this.
your mama always told you.
Okay, I tried to try this, but it didn't work. There's a big launch right there. A little knee check. Ooh, looked like he was powering up to burst out the Terror Charge bubble, but instead it's just spacing. And those were some extremely scary steps, like just taking one little inch back and forth. Oh, that was pretty generous from the hitbox from that kick. Didn't think it would have reached from that. Maybe it caught Kyiv in the startup of something and just out of range for the CE punish. Very unfortunate. You hate to see it, but you love to see it if you're rooting for Kyiv in that situation. Just a frame too late to the draw. I love the idea from Yin, but gonna need to be a little bit quicker next time.
Yeah, I mean, normally we see Yin pretty much emphatic and perfect on all of the call-outs for that with punish CE, but that was the one time where Kyiv had a follow-up just close enough. And it is looking like the Kyiv show right now. The full pressure all up against the wall, forcing the soul attack just to be able to get away from it. Mix up potential, but the soul charge is going to activate so he doesn't have to deal with it. Oh, what a step! 4-4K and it actually connects!
He knew.
I can't believe it. I thought for sure he had enough time to block, but he didn't have enough time to block on that one. Duffs him in the mouth, and Yin has lost his first game of the tournament.
That's okay. Now you're down to humanity, right? You're down to a regular hood, you know, like everybody else. You're grounded. Now let's see if that unlocks either the next level of power, or if it was just all an illusion and everything falls apart without the momentum of the win streak. You know, sometimes when you play, you have it on the column and it says wins, you know, X amount in a row. You really start feeling yourself. And now that that's gone, we're set back to neutral, and it's 1-1. It's a clean set, this time with the first of 2 variety. We have an opportunity. I don't think Yin is going to lose a step. Like you said, you were hoping for a back and forth. I think we get that. And this is another 3-2. Bring it on.
I would be surprised if Yin lost a step, considering they are used to playing in events and stuff like that. So the only way it could look like Yin has lost a step is if Kyiv just starts revving the engine even harder. That, which in my opinion doesn't mean that Yin lost a step, it just means that Kyiv evolved, and it's looking like that maybe that might be the case here.
All right, going somewhere? No, I'm trying to go to the next part of the tournament. That's grand finals. And again, you see again, even still, right, going down, not overdoing anything, just chilling, small caliber. I like that. I'm gonna start using that a lot more.
Yeah, it's a common term for a couple of the Calibur commentators outside of the Open Series. So. Yeah, right there, the one mix-up, it's gonna end up being the low, and you know that low, you could say it starts up kind of slow, but it's again, when the entire moveset is a mix-up, it is truly difficult to have to block that. But great duck under the 6AA, gets the CE.
Yeah, he knew that was an easy one to react to. Speaking of everybody, make sure y'all hire MJ for like anything. He's out here going up top, gonna burst right back through it. No, and this time Keith doesn't get the throws. He's got a lot of damage from those who he kind of just brings them out at opportune times, right? It's not a big part of his game plan, but he always seems to catch his opponents slipping with those throws. But Yin all over it. However, 2 rounds to 1. Gonna need some momentum stoppers, and it's just scoop right on cue. He just knows when he's able to run in there and get a free throw. Once you kind of accept it that you need to block everything at the range.
Despite the plus frames, oh, what a great whip punish right there again. It wasn't CE this time, but I mean, it's not like he needs CE for sure. That's gonna give him the Soul Charge power up, and another duck under the 6AA.
Oh, whip punish up his own right back at you. And how about we take it to a round 5 here in game number 2. Not going out with a fight. That back and forth we asked for, certainly being provided the entertainment by the players. Although, I promise you, they would both love to have a 3-0 on that board right behind you. Talk to me.
Wow, I am genuinely surprised that he was able to get that step right there. But I mean,
could have got it again.
Not genuinely surprised that he was able to get that step, because that one seemed easy to react to.
How about the third one right there? Step, step, step. Third time's a charm. Yeah, for Yin. And that is a clean duff. Dragon fist right into the mouth.
Sleep tight.
Sleep tight.
Sleep tight.
Ooh, it's the Maxi-isms. Yo, okay, can we put Maxi in every game? He's so, like, brash. And you know he's not a good person. Like, he has that little sprinkle of disrespect that just feels amplified because he does it with a smile and that part on his head. Oh, yo, I'm liking Maxi more and more as I watch these events, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but more Yin is always a good thing. And here we go, decisive, definitive, game 5. Whew, for a berth into the grand final on the upper side where you have a set to give. This is all too important, especially when the breakdown is on the line. The difference between champion and challenger can lay right here. Keith dominating February. The only time people won is when he didn't play, and now he's back against the ropes, losing 2 games in this set. That's more than he's lost throughout the entirety of the month. All right. Oh, and it's not even game 5. It's game 4. Excuse me. Yin.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
He's so good.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, he's so good that I thought it was game 5. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hey, still right here though. Yin on the steps versus the vertical has just been paying off so many dividends. Right now, Keith has been changing up a little bit though, so he's got a lot more damage, and he stopped him before the break of CAC come out, finishing it off right there. Keith with a quick first round. Ooh, just barely out of range of the baseball swing. Okay, cancels the Grim Stride, tried to go for the throw on that one. Yin was completely ready though. And yeah, he recognized that that is a strange transition situation, so he immediately went to the Grim Stride to be able to stop him. 6 KB.
You gotta feel it when you press those buttons. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Maxi even talks trash in between the rounds. Like, he's just kind of out here.
Yeah, he's like, I've been sandbagging this whole time, homie.
Yeah, no big deal. All right, here's the launch. Follow up. Mix up. Resets. Bang. Try this. Ooh. No GI for you. Just gotta get a toe tap. Scoop. And Keith, again, the placements. His throws are so... It's like artwork, right? They seem like different beginnings to new chapters where he's like, all right, let's reset. This isn't working. This is where we're going now. Ducks under. I don't care too much for your kicks. Ties it up health-wise. Staying on top. Oh, my God. It's just out of range. But right back at you. Is that going to connect? Yes. And
it should kill without issue. So what looked like it was about to be a 2-2 situation, Yin keeping this game going.
The think he's gonna go to sleep just yet. Not with a 2-round lead in this situation. Run up throw, and if that's not aggressive as aggression can get, I don't know what else to tell you.
Ooh, right there, the 6A is going to be able to catch. And then, yeah, he's trying to keep him as close to that ledge as possible. And I think Yin started to sniff that out, so he went for the 6AP. But, oh, no, I think, again, that was meant to be soul attack. I really do.
That's an easy punish there for Yin. And wait a minute, that's a lethal. This should be enough to get the kill. Ooh. Everything enhanced while that soul attack put him in the soul charge mode and kept him activated. And this could be curtains for Keeve to send him down low, where we might get that Rufus matchup earlier. Just an update from the lower bracket. Rufus did defeat his opponent, and he's gonna move on. Unfortunately, Xavier is gonna say goodbye to the Open Series for this month, but show is not over. Eyes forward right now. Keeve dominating. There's a stomp one time. He's gonna give you an opportunity to get up. Nobody wants to fight somebody who's not fighting back.
Oh, the soul attack is going to come out before the 6K happens.
The launch.
And then he gets the launch?
Yes, on the pickup. One guess here, it could be, and that is opened up. Yin is going to solidify his spot on the grand finals. Upper bracket side. Okay. We didn't do predictions this month, but surely if we did, there's a low chance either one of us picks Yin to walk in the grand finals on the winner's side.
I don't even know anymore, man. I don't even know anymore. This is the first tournament of the Open Series that neither Keeve nor Rufus are in the grand finals.
Must be a new time. Somebody
on the
must have
upper
changed the
bracket
clocks.
side.
or something like that, because this is out of hand. Hey, chat, 31%. How about the rest of you? Do you believe now? As we take a look at the replays, that was a triple sidestep. It was just a beautiful sequence from Yin. You love to see it. It was just clean. He said, okay, I don't think you're going to do the thing again. Then Yin's like, yes, I will. And then Keeve's like, you know what? You won't do it again. And Yin's like, yes, I will. And you thought, well, it worked twice. This is going to work 3 times. Yes, it will. Sidestepping for days.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, sidestepping for days. I could say it all day on this one, because that was where Yin got so much extra damage, especially in this, on this stage. I don't remember if it was this game exactly, but he started to sidestep just about everything on this stage. Right here, yeah, that was the 3rd time he sidestepped that game, that exact situation, right? Like, a lot of the time you start seeing people to go to moves like that because they have such a life deficit that they want to make the comeback. They start going for the big hit moves so they can get the big damage and make the comeback. And I guess Yin was just privy.
Yeah, that was a beautiful reset there in the middle of that soul attack, just to pick that damage up and have it in bunches. It just, you saw red bar after red bar after red bar dissipating. And then he goes for the meaty mix-up into stance switch, where Keeves has to guess as he's waking up. Yeah, right. 9 times out of 10, that's going to work in the favor of the offensive player. And Yin sitting in the grand finals. Rufus versus Skyzo, the rematch, the one that set it all off, coming to us next. Oh, and by the way, the winner gets Keeve. Unreal, but to be expected. Just not in this order.
I think that's right. Not in this order, most definitely. This could have been a grand finals match when they met round 1. And it felt like a grand finals match when they met in round 1. And now we have the run back Rufus looking to take revenge, looking to... Look, B-Boy Skyzo is poised to maybe give Rufus his lowest placing at a monthly final ever.
Correct. Yeah, hasn't placed less than 3rd, but he still, however, will get some of that prize pool no matter what. But the thing is, it's like, what do you even do here? But if you're Skyzo, everything has led back up to this. You've been another 3-2. Everything's just been highly dramatic. And then if you win, you get Keeve, and if you win, you get Yin. You're asking a lot of, well, anybody. And this is why we play the game. It's my favorite part, man. I love this. And as a competitor over the years, and you've been here too, there's few things in tournament more satisfying than eliminating the person that sent you down to the
Let's
lower
do
bracket.
this.
All right, so when you get that run back, Skyzo probably has all cylinders just cranked right now, and you have an opportunity where Rufus doesn't get to respond to you again. This is it. Do or die. What's it gonna be? First of 3. No secrets on the character. It's gonna be Sophie versus Taki, and hopefully we are in for another classic bout between these two fantastic individuals.
Yeah, so the thing that happened in the upper bracket set that I am looking out for this time was B-Boy Skyzo's ability to contain Rufus's step. He had gone to a lot of horizontal mids. He had figured out the timings of when Rufus really wanted to step, and he just did it every single time to the point where Rufus no longer had any health to work with, right? And so that's what I'm looking at. How will Rufus combat that game plan?
Die. That's probably how. If the audio cues and the synchronization between us and the game today is any indication, he'll just die. Oh, see what I'm saying? At the same time, we even... Okay, Taki, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna shut up.
Well, Taki's gone.
Yep. I knew the curse was coming when we started speaking words at the same exact time.
Yeah, unfortunate right there. But I mean, like, what was really interesting was B-Boy Skyzo decided to just play as offensive as possible, despite the fact that the guard stamina was like basically gone, right? Rufus was playing to the Taki strength of just destroying your guard stamina because she just does that.
Oh, nice sidestep. 9K the MVP. Just because we hadn't seen Skyzo in a minute doesn't mean he wasn't out there throwing those 9Ks in all of those matches off stream. I'm pretty sure they were a huge part of his success, as we see going to it early on. All right, get that full string up.
Oh my god. I would have got mixed up by that. I would have actually gotten hit by that for sure. I gotta convince Skyzo on being nice and patient. Oh, blocks the low, but yeah, the thing is she remains on the ground when she does that, so you actually have to go to a grounded, off-the-ground punish.
You leave me no choice.
You can wait it out like Skyzo, let her roll out. You know, there was no big overcommitment to where he would risk, you know, a punish from Rufus getting up after the properties of that move. So luckily everything was able to work out. He was still in control, and as Taki got up, he had to either mix up. All right. No, I won't go anywhere. Sidestep 9K into the CE.
I believe that's 2K putting in work, to be honest with you. It's it has just been demolishing so far for B-Boy Skyzo in pretty much every aspect. And
yeah, whatever it is, as long as you don't get it right eventually, it's all good. Shout out to
I'm just saying, like, it's just insane how much work it has been putting in. But slide.
Fight. Okay. Now we're kind of just feeling ourselves. When you start throwing out moves preemptively, you're expecting someone to be in a spot, and they can't guard if they're advancing towards you. You know what I'm saying? They're not thinking about the button. So I do like it, but when you follow up one big whiff with the second one, you're definitely just swinging for the fences. And when you have, you know, a life lead and a round lead, you know, why not?
Okay, mix up on that one. He's got him towards the wall. This is actually ring out potential for Taki because she does have that air grab, right? Any one launcher could just spell doom for B-Boy Skyzo, and he's trying to fight back to get out. Gets a launcher of his own.
Yeah, he's speaking it right into existence. You know, he said the curse had to go towards one player or the other. It's just the energy in the air right now as Rufus comes back. No ring out necessary as they return toward the center of the stage, back and forth, picking up exactly where they left off at the top of the show.
Now, you got to remember, though, B-Boy Skyzo having that 2 bars. And hey, look, we're getting that Stalker comeback. Okay. So Rufus did that in the first set at the very beginning, where Stalker was used to really kind of mess up B-Boy Skyzo's punish game. And now he's kind of bringing it back a little bit. I wonder if that's going to, like, pay off a little, you know, just to be able to mix it up enough. Yeah, see, there it is again. Saved himself off the whiff launcher.
Correct. Beautiful stuff there. Not even in attack mode. Just using it for position and then in attack mode right after. I give up. I don't know how many times they want to do this to us today, but if we get through a sequence without them joining us right as we break it down, we'd greatly appreciate it. Rufus, the breakdance boogie coming in the back end. You got to watch your legs no matter where it comes from. Omnidirectional. Diving in, diving out. 1-0, and usually that would indicate something, but here, I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. I saw what you guys did earlier. YouTube clearly didn't get the memo. I'm gonna just fall back and continue to watch.
No, I think that's probably the smartest of ideas right now, because there is a chance we just get another 3-2 set with these two, and I feel like the chance is a lot higher than most of the people in the bracket, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Yin is just on another level today, but he and Keith both were certainly playing for quick sets, 3-0s, 3-1s, and they just happened to run into each other when that happened. On the other side of the coin, Skyzo and Rufus are not 3-0ing all day today, so they came prepared for the long haul. This is the endurance round.
Coming into it, I mean, one thing that happened in that previous game was exactly what you mentioned at the very beginning of the first set, was very specifically the ability for Rufus to kind of start out not very strong because he's gathering data, or he's, you know, maybe too focused on one particular option, and then once he realizes he's down, that all changes real quick.
Oh, not yet? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I got you. Let's prolong the round some more as we close in down on 20 seconds of in-game time just yet. Nope, Rufus is going to stop the clock right there.
Battle 2. Fight.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, one round right now. It's just so weird to call after a single round. It just doesn't seem like it's possible. But okay, possession B is going to be able to stop any sort of offense from B-Boy Skyzo. He gets the roll, and then, okay, this time he was finally looking for the possession sidestep, but unfortunately he was just a bit too far away. He's starting to look for these options that Rufus is doing to specifically combat B-Boy Skyzo's game plan, but he just doesn't have the range just yet. It may come, as this is a 3 out of 5, he may start getting down the range down to Pat.
Well, watch your legs. I mean, listen, we've seen Rufus actually telegraph some of this. And when I say telegraph, I don't mean like, hey, this is exactly when the move is coming, but he's gone to a certain move more so than not throughout this tournament. It's not normal of him, but every time he has a round closer, he's doing the same thing, and it's just working. Maybe it's a part of the homework in the evolution, saying, hey, you know what, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I understand that.
Oh, wow, look at the ducks left and right from Rufus. He's gotten counter hit maybe a few times, but absolutely not letting anything deter him.
I haven't kept up with the CO count. I'm not entirely sure if it's lethal.
I think he's on 2.
Oh, sit down. Oh my God, it got the invasion. I don't know if that was intentional, but it worked out either way. Has a second chance at life, and there you go. Again, the same mix-up and close out in a life-ending situation. And Skyzo blocked it, but just started attacking in the wrong direction, where Rufus is able to get the follow-up with punish right on cue. You know, stance into the double low shin kick. Skyzo was ready, but I don't know. You know, the follow-up just wasn't there.
Yeah, it was. I think calling Soul Attack for the Thunderbolt was the proper plan, right? The problem was the timing. It was just a little bit too late to catch her off the Stalker jump, because she had already made it past the Thunderbolt, right? Sure, the Thunderbolt's verticality is probably infinite, comes from the heavens and all that, right? But the problem is it has a startup. So Taki just quick enough to be able to get past it, and couldn't do anything much after that.
It's going to need to do something now. Down 2-0. Rufus, I guess he's approaching the championship era. You know, he stood outside. He's taking the pictures. He signed the autographs. And now he's in the top 4. He knows it's showtime. You understand? So it's all business, no smiles. We haven't seen any, rapid down button pressing or anything like that from Rufus this month. It just feels like with Keith's presence in the bracket, the energy seems to be a bit different this month, if that makes sense.
I think the energy is like, wow, I actually have cracks in my armor. My armor can be dented. And we're seeing that from a lot of players this month.
Oh, okay, looking for the big swing there, trying to dent the armor in that wall. As we know, Sophie can get some easy ring outs, and we've seen them on display from B-Boy Skyzo over the past few months.
Yeah, I mean, Sophie can just straight up kill you off the wall. Like, she doesn't even have to ring you out sometimes. Okay, yeah, Stalker is really paying off dividends for Rufus right now. They're like, normally you would think it to be like not so strong of an option against most people, but because B-Boy Skyzo recognizes frames so well, Rufus is using that to his advantage, being like, okay, you're probably gonna press here because you know this is negative, right? So I'm gonna cancel it into Stalker, and you're just gonna completely whiff, and then I'm gonna be back into my game plan. Combat rollout. He's up against the wall too. This is the scary part. Wall rising B. Oh, but the jumping A is gonna hit.
Yeah, that whole sequence, I straight up just got mesmerized, bro. I just started looking at it and kind of was like in awe the whole time. It's I can feel it right now. There has been a shift. Like Rufus straight up is here. It's like this is over and it's showtime.
Yeah, rare footage of Rufus actually trying or something like that, right?
He definitely leveled up. Yeah, like, I mean, what are we talking about here, man? Like, what are we talking about? I mean, look, oh my God, come on, bro. That right there, Rufus is home. That's it. The no knock on the door. He just kicked it in. You saw the little pump fakes and Rufus is home. All right, get ready. Keeve, fire it up. I don't even want to wait. Just get Keeve in the lobby too right now and just skip to it. You don't even need to see us. Nothing. Ebonic, you can talk about it. You know what I'm here for. You know, this is what I'm here for. Rufus versus Keeve, baby. You know what I'm here for.
I'm sorry, I cannot believe that last sequence that led up to the death of B-Boy Skyzo, where Rufus tossed the projectile that's only available in Soul Charge, right? And B-Boy Skyzo was 100% ready for it. He went for Angel Step and then Twin Angel Step to ensure that he was just low enough to go under the projectile. And he did. The only problem is that Rufus was ready for that option on top of it and teleported past the Twin Angel Step option because she goes invincible while she's doing it because she's teleporting, and then punished that. Like, come on, bro.
He's here. I mean, this is his house, and a defending champion is doing what a defending champion is supposed to do. That's taking back what was rightfully his, being sent to losers by B-Boy Skyzo, here to return the favor, except this time, Skyzo is going to have to watch from rafters to try again in the month of March here as we settle in. Yeah, I mean, come on. What are we talking about? You think that wasn't intentional? Now, check this out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yo, my man hit him with the start-up, stop. All right, I'm ready to win. Bang, bang. Now, he gets his matchup with Keeve. Rufus versus Keeve, the last two champions, right? Keeve taking January? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, no, yeah. Excuse me. Rufus taking January and Keeve closing out December 2020 with the W. So, yeah, it's about to go down. That's it. You want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, here you go. And meanwhile, in all of his glory, Yin just gets to watch this. Like, yeah, go ahead. Please, do the thing. I only need one of you. I don't need to beat the both of you. I already gave Keeve the work today, so it's nothing new for a boss. But this right here, this is the marquee match. This is definitive. These two men have won every single final and have been destroying the competition left and right. And now we see them in a setting outside of the grand final. And the chat is going to Rufus. Oof.
The chat is only barely going Rufus, too. Like, it was too hard to call that they only got 5% over.
Yeah, I mean, everything. I really wonder how the Yin prediction is going to go with whoever his opponent ends up being. But in the meantime, y'all make sure y'all just keep it locked, man. We ain't going nowhere. We're strapped in. All right, no breaks in the action. We're getting the players in there ready to go right now. Ebonic, any predictions?
Man, that is the hardest question of an open series that you could pose to me. Right now, though, Keeve is looking a lot... Well, okay, up until that match versus B-Boy Skyzo, I was going to say that Keeve was looking a lot more consistent than Rufus throughout the tournament sets that we've watched so far. And then we had that match of Rufus versus B-Boy Skyzo in the lower bracket, and now Keeve is starting to come back to what we know and love is like the Rufus show, right? Now, if you want to go by the numbers, we'll go by numbers here. Rufus has, I believe, defeated Keeve more times than the other way around.
Let's do
at
this.
least in the open series, right? So, if anything, I know Keeve is definitely going to want to be able to take the demon down because it's got to be hard losing to Rufus a lot. It's got to do something to your mental.
All right, so that was a very fine explanation, and I respect it through all that. You didn't pick somebody, so we're going to let that rock. It's okay. You don't have to.
I'm a
Nobody
politician.
heard it. Nobody saw it. Yeah, politics. Let's get it. Let's just gonna go right into the match. We have the chat's answer. They have Rufus at 55%, and I mean that is as close as it's been all show long. How about a flapjack to start things off? I just run and pull your legs out from under you, and a big punish just spikes it down on her, and then Rufus wakes up anyway. I'm not afraid of you. You can't condition me. I do not care. Flipping out of there, and again, all day. That has just been the mark of Rufus's game plan. And you've hit the nail on the head with that, Bonnie. Clean analyzation and an eye for what is going on. The double wall splat. Oh, looking for the slick reset to try to close it out.
You know that you're playing against Rufus when you do half of his life within the first 10 seconds of the match, and he comes back like this without
Absolutely.
a care in the world.
And even against Kiev here, it shows that nobody is exempt from the wrath of Rufus. All right, the Mad Dog.
Mad Dog is the perfect moniker for Rufus. I don't know why he doesn't go by Mad Dog, to be honest with you. Like, I think that's a dope name, but that's just me. Yeah.
All in time, baby. If he's 18, he's got a career of mad dogging to go around and have a brand split. But for now, he needs to focus up on his legs because he has been getting scooped.
Yeah, well, this is probably the most flapjacks I've seen per minute for a Nightmare player, to be honest.
Yeah, that should be a new line in the Soulcalibur stats. Oh
Flapjacks
my
per minute.
goodness! Yeah,
Oh, look at the
absolutely.
damage.
I mean, you need something to offset literally everything else when you get killed in one sequence. That was about 2 clean hits, which was enough for the round.
That's all Nightmare needs sometimes. Synonymous with damage, as you always say. I mean, it shows 100%. But Rufus right here trying to use Taki's one big advantage in the matchup, the faster frame data, right? The faster attacks.
Oh my goodness, it just hurts so much. Every time that move connects, it's one of the most satisfying attacks to witness.
Oh, that was a big drop. That may come back to haunt him. Yeah, especially if he knows that he's going to go for the follow-up, punishes it right there.
Yeah,
and
I'm not sure what that commitment was.
Or excuse me, Kiev gets another round.
It's almost like he was asking to lose that round with the follow-up. No way does Kiev not get the easy sidestep on that dive.
Oh wow, the A+B actually ducking under the 6A there.
Yeah,
I highly doubt it was intentional, but it works out.
Nah, you know what? It was Rufus. I'm giving it to him. Right back on cue. That heel kick coming right on the top of that horn, and the CE in between, just enough frames. Yes, count it.
That was beautiful. That was actually just beautiful. All right, there's no way for me to put it other than that.
Yeah, Rufus, man, it's not over yet. It still has another bar of beater to his name, so they're going in just about even resources. Keith with a little bit extra, but unmasked. No horn this time.
Man, could you imagine if, like, getting rid of the horn got rid of the unblockable because he can't headbutt you with a horn anymore?
Hey, listen, man, some things that shouldn't be, said because developers might, entertain the idea. Anyway, let that rocket get back. That heel kick just coming down on top of the dome. Rufus just seems to know when Keith is ready to run in. Nice sidestep, easy reaction, gets the follow-up before the second part of Keith's offense gets going.
I mean, he's got to push towards the wall. Keith is really just like fighting, like, oh, what a step. Super good. Recognizing, hey, you're in terror charge. This string only comes out if you are in terror charge, so that's what I'm expecting.
Right, perfect throw setups right there. He just knows when it's time, and now it's just a matter of, can I press it first? Because that life lead seems pretty decent, but that's a singular nightmare hit if he gets the right one in the counter. And there's the scoop going for the low in that sequence. Watch yourself.
Wow, man, this is Rufus is on a hot streak right now. Hasn't lost a game since that previous set.
I mean, listen, there was a certain moment in the Sky Zone set where I just knew. I saw it. There was a switch. It was flipped, and it became the Rufus show, looking to go up back to back. Put the titles on his name. He looks to run the EU region for 2021. And if that performance is any indicator of the possibility, I mean, you knew it was already possible, but it feels, dare I say, imminent. With as good as Yin has been playing, Yin and Rufus actually haven't played today, and we've seen every other matchup play out thus far. It's different, man. The Mad Dog is different.
Well, we're gonna have to find out how long that difference can take, because earlier we did see Kiev make a few adjustments of his own in a previous set during the upper bracket. I wonder if it's gonna be the case here. But no, I think you're totally right. Rufus has just been like, I don't know what flipped in his brain, but whatever it is, like whether he's mad for the very first time in his life, whether like, you know, he busted out the Charleston shoes, like I don't know.
He thought about it. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Keith doesn't care about any of this though. How about a little reflection, just to let you know I'm still out here. Big scoop. You can't sidestep this one. You've been sidestepping me all the time. I got something. Ooh.
I think horizontal mids are going to help him out a ton, because you remember the B-Boy Skyzo set specifically, the winner, the upper bracket set was containing Rufus's step was the big thing. Once you got Rufus's step contained, he couldn't move and he couldn't make that offensive pressure start happening.
Yeah, I think Keith is just gonna put the sword in his mouth. It's a much better strategy that seems to be working here in game 2. But wait a minute, you know, Rufus never says die. Unfortunately, he doesn't have an option with that one.
He exploded.
I love the over-dramatic final hits on Life Bar. It's such a slick touch. So slick, especially when introducing lethal hits. It's so good.
Okay, that was meant to be an AGA that time, I'm pretty sure. Regardless of that fact, I mean, he's still in Soul Charge. But he's up against the wall. Oh, the lethal hit!
Well, that could have been way worse than what it was. Unfortunately, Rufus was just out of range from the wall, because had he landed on the wall there, yeah, you can kiss this round goodbye.
Okay, look at that guard stamina, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Keith recognizes that guard stamina is a thing, but Rufus with the wake up CE.
It's actually insanely smart, because that guard damage is gonna stay there, and now you're gonna get pressure after this.
Yeah, if you're Rufus, you want to be able to take this round without actually having to break the guard, to be honest.
Oh my goodness.
6B the drill.
Yeah, for all of your sidestepping, the one time Rufus decided not to, he just eats the soul edge to the chest. Just how about a sword just so deep in you that you can see the eye looking at you as your life just fades away? It's so sickening. And while Soul Charge is active, the damage on that is it's demoralizing. It's one of those, like, man, if I just started playing this game and I got hit with that, I all of a sudden don't want to play. That's just how it feels, you know? And that's what Nightmare does to the young and the pure souls of Calibur, all right? You got to have a faint of heart to deal with that. And Rufus, it's 1-1 now, but that 6B is just like, my man just stop.
That's why the Kiev going to those horizontal mids at the round start was so powerful. It wasn't just that he got a bunch of damage from containing Rufus's step, but it is the fact that he contained his step mentally. He forced Rufus to, for once in his life, not want to step a vertical.
Yeah, are we talking
and then he got him with
layers?
6B.
Whoa,
and
got the layers.
Like, Nightmare's meter usage is incredibly powerful due to the fact that he, whether it be his soul charge or his soul attack, they both put him into soul charge state. When he is in soul charge state, he has permanent terror charge. If he has terror charge, his moves get powered up, 6B being one of them. That move does, oh my god, he's out, isn't he?
Yep. So yeah, continue. You want to yeah. So everything is powered up.
If his moves are powered up, he does the thing. He does a bunch of damage. You know, ring outs.
Yeah, Rufus doesn't care for your explanation, unfortunately. As we go into round two.
Sorry, I hit the desk there, and I was just like, yeah, I didn't even get to finish my sentence. I'm a little upset about it.
Well, there's a sidestep on 6B cutting you off at that point, just to let you know he was in fact listening and didn't care for that portion in particular. He sidesteps it and exposes it for what it is. Just great.
Ooh, big damage. Oh, he went for the unblockable.
Oh my god, and she jumped over the dunk. It looks like Keith had the read there, and she had more than enough ups just to get over that sword, and again, tries it once more. Rufus right back at you. He said, oh, word? You think I'm gonna stop stepping? Let me get back to what makes me who I am, movement-wise.
All right, bet. Oh, but the A6 right there, gonna get the lethal hit. Yeah, okay, Rufus was not ready for the lethal hit to actually connect, it looks like, because he immediately went to the combat roll, which I don't believe is the follow-up. But Soul Charge on activation here, and another Stalker to jump over. That did so much work for Rufus because it got him away from the ledge. No longer is Ring Out a possibility right now.
So many of those heel kicks every time Keys calls himself running in. He is getting checked. And Rufus just in the right place at the right time. Unhand me.
Okay, nice tuck on the back throw. At the very least, is able to get away, and that Soul Charge became a lot less effective because Rufus got away. However, just because you got rid of the Soul Charge does not mean you got rid of the Terror Charge. And Keeve used that to defeat his opponent real quick.
Sit down. Be humble. So satisfying. Oh my goodness, the damage just piling on. Rufus has not got an opportunity to breathe. Run up, scoop, and Keeve just perfect on the throw setups. I mean, it's not over until it's over, but working on a not perfect anymore.
Okay, Soul Charge forced here for Rufus. I wonder about that because.
Again!
Wow. Wait, is he out? Hold on. Does that wall splash, right? Okay, sorry.
Oh no. Yeah, Rufus got us amped up for nothing there. I can't believe it popped him the second time, able to get the wall splat combo. A lot of damage there, but the position that Rufus left himself in after was enough with his back turned and defenses.
Well, 2 bars on deck. It's time to get explosive, and Keeve sees exactly that opportunity right here. He is, I was gonna say he's up against the ledge, so ABA is actually a proper decision at that area because it would have pushed him towards. But now he's at the wall. Oh no!
Oh, he survived that. Wait, there's an opportunity here.
I was saving this.
Oh, but he's back turned. Okay, force the Soul Charge. Living on a prayer right now.
Oh,
Rufus
he
does
got
not
the
have
whip
any help.
punish. Another opportunity here. This is down to the wire. Yeah, playing it safe, trying to get the check on the inside. Not enough. And oh my god, run up throw. Trying to give Keeve a taste of his own medicine. Presses, beats him to the punch. And again, one touch, and wow, super anticlimactic. But a 2K, enough to get the job done and squeeze out that victory. That one's gonna stink. That one's gonna hurt right there in the ribs. You just got stabbed, and he's just gonna keep the weapon there for a little bit. It's Oh, you do all that work. You make all the right decisions. You get to come back and just
history retold.
just too small caliber at its finest. All right, it really hurts to watch that happen. But for Keeve and everybody cheering him on, what a beautiful sequence. Not folding and succumbing to all of the pressure that was being applied. He said, look, I still just need this one hit. Let me throw this out here. It's a quick little check. You're not going to be able to reach it. Bow. And it all worked out in the end.
For 30 seconds, I truly believed Rufus had finished that off. He was very, very close. And then finally the 2K from Keeve. Oh, gosh. I mean, okay, so look, the reason why Rufus was in that situation right there is actually because he took the hit on purpose from what would have been an unblockable setup. You know that move that did 70% of his life? If he didn't take that hit on purpose, it actually would have wrung him out. So he would have just lost. It was either lose 70% of his life or get wrung out. And his choice was, well, the only way I can make a comeback is losing about 70% of my life. So I guess that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, that type of spatial awareness should still be applauded for sure. Because, you know, as long as you got a picture, you have a dream. And we've seen plenty of comeback moments. Wait a minute. Okay, well, sorry, Rufus. I was just trying to talk about the comeback and he was putting in the work. But yeah, giving yourself the opportunity to stay alive is more important. And he could have done it. You know, normally the average player would have looked at that and just packed it up, right? It's over. But not Rufus. Again, different.
Oh, unfortunately, the big tough right there, Keeve. He's gonna be able to stop the offensive pressure. Gets the 1A to finish that off as well. Oh, wow, big round start for Keeve. Because look, that's about a third of your life and gives him a terror charge at round start.
Correct. Checks him again, gets the counter hit this time for the pickup. Pow, one seal. Make it 2 of them things.
Two more.
Okay. Oh, whip. Had an opportunity there. A little bit of extra help in the tank, but not anymore. You just can't take it. You see, this Nightmare just hurts way too much.
Yeah, we very briefly mentioned the adaptations that Keeve has shown earlier in this day during the tournament, and I mean, it's showing left and right now. now. He's no longer just containing step, right? He's also catching every one of Rufus's timings. Anytime that Rufus thinks that it's safe to press a button, Keeve has already pressed it.
Okay, wait a minute. Not gonna die just yet. Okay, never mind. You're gonna conform. All right, accept your fate.
And good throw attack. Right. Oh, but yeah, the auto GI. Dunk on him, and Keeve 3-1 on Rufus. Incredible.
Right. Yeah, you love to see it. Rufus, again, his lowest placing ever. Third, still very much in the money. Gonna walk away with $200, but the king is back. You know, he took a month off. He took 1 week off.
Hold on.
He's back in the throne room, all right? He walked back in the throne room, and Yin just happened to be sitting on the throne. Now, what he does about that is still up in the air, but right now, let's take a look at the replays as Keeve, you know, the time it took for Yin to sit on the throne, he was too busy escorting Rufus out of the castle to let him know, hey, listen, man, y'all only win when I'm not here, all right? In the new year, at least. It's so much damage. It's so much damage. There's a big discrepancy between, you know, Taki and Nightmare on that front. And, you know, when you even speak to Rufus about it, he does think his greatest achievement is people watching his matches and thinking that Taki is a strong character. So he's actually putting in work with the character that he deems, you know, pretty okay. This is more of the player than the character itself. And I'm just... You know, this is what he said. Not me.
Oh, it's right here. It's right here. So he took that on purpose because if that hit, he would have got unblockable to into ring out. He had to try to either step, which that could have been what he tried instead of taking that on purpose, or he tried to take it on purpose. It was one of the two. It's just either way, there was not a lot of good coming out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing he was gonna take in the end is this L. We will for sure, though, see Rufus next month. No doubt in my mind there. But that sets up our grand final, a rematch. This time Yin with a set to give. All right, Keeve is going to need to reset the bracket. And look at that, 38 wins, 2 losses, with one of them coming at the hands of Yin. It's wonderful. You love to see it. He's going to need to win an additional 2 sets, which would put him at 40-2 for the month. That is unprecedented. I don't think we've seen a month as clean as we've seen Keeve for February 2021.
Yeah, well, he's got probably the biggest wall possible in the way in regards to trying to set up that win position, because Yin has already stopped him in the winner's bracket. Keeve, however, only person to take a game off him thus far, right? So we have a chance to see that level of adaptation come back, because we saw it versus Rufus here just a moment ago. We saw it a little bit during the upper bracket set as well. It was not enough, mind you, because he obviously is here on the lower bracket side of grand finals. So he's going to have to pull out something else. The chat believes in that something else at 60%.
Whew, I mean, you know, it's rough. Are they betting on the reset and the win, or just the reset itself? You know, depending on who you're talking to, those are 2 totally different situations. But man, it's really hard to bet against Keeve under any circumstances here in the Open Series. But Yin, he's just done it. He's done it, and I think with an extra set behind his back, I'm gonna go with Yin to close it out here. Close it out. I think this is the month that Maxi finally sits on top.
Let's do this.
Well, we are here. This is our grand finals, and Keeve is going to have to win twice. So we are on the official PlayStation channel. So we run on a double elimination format for fighting game tournaments, which means everybody gets 2 chances. Correct. If they lose a set, they go to the lower bracket, right? They lose a set in the lower bracket, they're done. They got to go home. They got to go back to their computer chair or whatever it is, right? And so because Yin has yet to be put in the lower bracket, because they're in grand finals on the upper bracket side, they still have their second chance available. So Keeve will have to defeat them twice. And I don't know if this is a way you start trying to do that.
Well, yeah, losing half of your health. Let me give myself a self-imposed handicap just to show, you know, people I know what's really good out here. But, oh, Oh, it's so satisfying. AGA just everywhere.
It strikes me as you might actually enjoy playing a little bit of Nightmare, just a little bit.
I might. Who knows? Maybe that's something I need to look into. Woo!
Although you got X, so you're covered as far as I'm concerned. But side throw gonna finish it off with Yin. Yeah, that 6A is gonna be able to get the revenge attack on that one.
I want to try it. It's my favorite thing when Maxie's like, try this, and they block it. Like, no. They just, no, I don't want to. Oh my goodness. Okay, a lot of whipping up close.
Yeah,
Full
well, thanks to the terror charge for Kiev, he actually was able to get the final hit on that, so.
Okay, respect shown from both players. A hesitation, a moment of hesitation from them both. Oh, right back at you, and this is guaranteed.
Yeah, that you have to read GI to be able to get out of that situation. Otherwise, that is guaranteed. And you know, of course, the GI war is a rock paper scissors type match. You have to guess that the opponent's not going to use a break attack and just blow you up, kind of deal.
Yeah, which is crazy. You see a lot more conservative when it comes to that mind game here at the higher levels. You don't see too many re-GIs here. Most people just take their time with blocking, and then it seems like every time they do re-GI, they get called out and they get blown up with break attacks. So it feels a bit more safe to just block, and it feels a bit more safe to battle again today, because that performance right there was a replay of the beginning of the winners final.
Welcome
where
to the
he just
stage of history retold.
wasn't quite a one-player game, but
Let's do this.
you know, he won that pretty handily.
No, I 100% agree. Yin was catching him in all avenues. He had ended up catching him on his button press timing as well. Because at the very end, specifically, you notice that he actually caught him out of what looks like Soul Attack, because he used bar for it. So it was either Soul Attack or Soul Charge. And he just stole away his bar, caught him at the end, was able to get the ground bounce, finish it off. Like, Yin, for whatever reason, just knows what Keev's going to do before Keev even does it.
Oh, and anytime you have that advantage in a fighting game, like, you straight up just win. At this point, it's just a matter of the execution, right? And all of these players have proven to be able to hit anything they need to in the time of need. As you look at another, reset, excuse me, not gonna take half health, just gonna pick it up right here this time, and this should be enough.
Oh man, you know, a lot of people call those types of resets a little greedy, but I mean, you get more stars towards maxi 7 stars, right? For one. For two, if it actually hits, you delete the opponent's life bar.
It's a nice little incentive to add, you know, something to aspire for. Can't be mad at that at all.
Yeah, just playing the poke game right now. Kiev, for maybe the first time, is full in on just the regular poke games, rather than like the big damage of like, yeah, right there, the ABA.
Oh my god, I saw my life flash before my eyes with that AGA. It's too much. It's so quick.
As real quick, it's +2 on block. It does a bunch of damage. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I assume any time that Yin gets one hit, you have to keep your eyes open, because that reset's coming. Yeah, so it's not just like, all right, let me take my combo and get prepared after. No. He's definitely looking to start a fresh one under, taking advantage of your lack of awareness. And wow, try this. Yes, all of it. Ding, 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 ding. Look at the eyes just shining. He could see that $400 and the glint of his eye getting closer and closer.
6A plus B for Maxi is easily a top 5 move. He just yells, try this, he goes under highs, and then he knocks you down. Like,
he needs it, man. There's an uppercut right there with the off hand.
there it is.
You don't see too much work getting put in there, but Nightmare is trying to show you a bit more than the Soul Edge. He has tools.
Okay, well, he's going to take some power from the Soul Edge right now. Immediate interrupt there from Yin, and another interrupt from Yin on the 6A plus B. That move is incredible, and Yin is showing all the strengths of it.
This isn't quite going as expected. I mean, I did pick Yin to win, but I mean, this is 2-0. I mean, well, I guess so. I guess so. Yin got the memo. You know what time it is, baby. 2 O's, 3 O's, excuse me, and 3 1s. They want to get out of here, give people time to prep for NA. He probably wants to sit back and be a spectator or just take his $400 and run. Can't be mad at that either. But, I mean, what does Keeve even do here? We haven't even seen a glimmer of anything that makes me believe that the reset is on the way. Now, again, it's not over until it's over, but
Sacrifice your soul to me.
I'm ready to call it. And this is an Evo Japan champion we're talking about.
He starts with a color change. He goes, I think that's color 4.
Yeah, look good, play good. I believe in that.
He's got to get nice and clean on the white, right? Like he needs a fresh new start.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. Look good, play good, man. If you can swag it out with whatever colors are available, you definitely have to wear what is the most fire for the situation. And I do like this skin on right here. Although it might be too little, too late.
Yeah, I mean, guess we're gonna find out. We do got 3 rounds to go for Yin anyway, for tournament win.
You can see here Keeve going back to the individual hit and poke game up close. Outside of that flapjack, that's the only thing of the 2-hit variety, and it's only because you can squeeze a 2K under there. So, oops.
Oh yeah. It's definitely hard to not want to try to press buttons there and get away from the ledge, because you want to normally interrupt Maxi, right? Normally, like, just checking his transitions and stuff like that is a core game plan of fighting the character. But when you're up against the ledge, it can become literally life or death, and it just so happened to be that Keeve picked the wrong option and it became death.
Here's an opportunity. Add something. Gets a restand with the stomp, and then a slice, and Keeve is on the board now, 1 round apiece.
Okay, well, I mean, he's definitely going to need that for the morale, I would say.
Yeah, I hope you can turn morale into wins, because that's not going to pay it, but AGA will certainly will. Scoop? Ooh, front scoop.
He's been rocking those ABAs, like, all day. Like, it has been a bit ridiculous. Like the success rate.
Let's do it again.
Oh, that was really good from Yin wanting to interrupt right there, because the second he saw him going to night lower, he was like, okay, an unblockable is maybe possible, so I'm just not going to deal with that. I'm going to interrupt.
Do it. This hurts. Oh, this hurts. This hurts so much. And we've seen that lethal hit come through multiple times here for Yin. It's one of the go-tos when he wants to separate in terms of the damage. Definitely looking for the opportunity. It's the scoop. Oh my goodness, sit down.
Yeah, that soul attack Ukemi setup is a staple of Nightmare's game plan, so gonna get the back throw on this one.
Oh no, he's not. He's gonna get opened up for the CE by going too far, too wide, and I think this is death.
I think so too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just enough on the tail end of it. Sleep tight. Not quite yet, Max. Gonna need 1 more for that. And a potential tournament point for Yin here. Looking to close the chapter on Keeve's return 3-0 after a completely dominant month of February, only losing 1 set before tonight.
Well, I mean, I think Keeve smells exactly what the terrible situation is right now, so he is trying to just get him up against the wall. He's gonna set up the unblockable. This should be death.
And the second lift just for Kiggs. No reason other than the flash. And Keeve on the board that time. That's all he was looking for, the dream. Now, you saw that same situation earlier with Rufus. And there was one difference between Yin and Rufus, and Yin did not allow the hit to come through. Instead, ate the unblockable.
Welcome to the stage
which,
of history.
in case you thought Ebonic was capping, open your eyes, baby. Pay attention. It's crazy. Bro, the synchronization, I'm just thinking about it. How many times today has it happened? I don't know. But if you went back and had a sync counter, it would be insane. You would swear it was scripted.
Hey, look, the way you had mentioned it at the very beginning of the tournament, I thought for sure it was. It definitely seemed like it was scripted for a while, but
Certainly feels that way.
At this point, I just don't know what the script writers are doing these days. It's a new season, you know, because normally the script writers are all in on Keeve and Rufus.
Rios everywhere, but the script says we're going to game 4. Still, tournament point for Yin. Keeve is going to need to win the next 2 games and then an additional 3 after that. That's the crazy part. Like, it's still not over. You aren't out of the fog just yet. Meanwhile, Yin is kind of cruising now. Just needs to go ahead and take control for the last turn to Championship Alley. And tech on the back throw. This is going to hurt. Stun, Terror Charge activated right on top of you for further pressure. There's a launch. You're dead. Ooh, oh, not
Give me that
quite.
Terror Charge right back.
Battle 2. Fight.
Fight.
Well, I mean, Keith kind of needs these starts. He needs to start this way for morale's sake. Like, not even just... We're not even just talking about to show that he for sure beats, like, Yin or anything. Like, he needs to get his composure back, because before it seemed like Yin was just all over him, but now he is ducking just about every single high. Duck that high, but unfortunately it becomes a mid, and now the lethal.
Not enough on the throw just yet, but here's the tap right behind you. Hey, listen, sir, I'm going to need you to respect these frames, please, and thank you very much. One round apiece. The wall still fully intact, and it's been for the entirety of this tournament. I don't think we've seen a single even yellow piece to it. It's just...
I think we've only seen it take 1 damage, actually, the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Now that you bring it up.
Players just respecting it. I don't know what's this newfound respect. There's something wrong. We're definitely in the Matrix. And in this Matrix, again, it's still very much in control of everything. It's right on cue. The screen changes, and Keeves opens up the door. Wow, trade right there. Very lucky for Yin, because had he got caught standing, he was definitely going to eat that wall. But who cares? It's Nightmare. My combos, yeah, my combos will kill you anywhere.
Oh no, I don't know if he ukemi'd late or what, but he caught that ukemi like a dream, and that did so much extra damage because of it.
Double snap.
Ooh, Soul Attack should punish that, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, he's just staying on the ground. He's like, all right, you can't mix me up and fall to the ground. The worst you can do is hit me for a little bit extra damage.
Oh, how about you just take this and all of the damage that follows after Yin. Tournament point once again. Keeves still fighting to stay alive. $100 difference between first and second place. And yeah, he's had enough. Yin was about to jump in there, try to kick him back towards the wall. Instead, he's just gonna tap the back of those ankles, make sure that Keeves pays attention to where he's stepping.
Ooh, good block right there, but yeah, you can't get a punch on that. Oh my goodness, he broke the wall and did like a third of his life.
Yeah, those 2 hits came so quick to each other. I don't think Keith was able to react for follow-ups. Instead, oh my god, just swinging the sword once again. And Yin's in trouble, but he does have a soul charge to activate, get the full max damage punish, and the max distance on it. Yeah, going big, looking for the ring out. Watch your legs, and that is it. Yin is your champion for the month of February. The EU Soulcalibur Open Series has another seat to pull up to the throne. Rufus, Keeve, go ahead and add another chair to the table. You are no longer alone. What a fantastic performance as Maxi finds his way to the title land. 7 stars in a dream. Let's take a look at these replays to see exactly how Yin was able to overcome Keeve and take home the big part of the $1,000 pot.
2021 has been an interesting year. It has been changing the entire Open Series up for EU, because we have our first non-Keeve, non-Rufus champion in the Open Series.
Damn, they just know, huh? It's just trying to figure it out. Hey.
Yeah, but again, what you notice specifically about the way that Yin was taking W's a lot of the time was very specifically that Yin was catching Rufus on 90% of his timings, right? Yin would counter hit Rufus, step catch Rufus, and just overall like go under ABAs. And I mean, anytime he wanted to see right there, tried to do anything, he knew his timing, he got it. It was like clockwork.
That was also his go-to ender for ring out situations or putting people on the wall. Anything that led to basically the kill plate, as we take a look, once again, mirroring the upper bracket finals. 3-1 both times over Keeve. Super, super impressive close out for Yin. Congratulations, good sir. Slowing down the dominance, and it's just a lesson to everybody, man. Don't worry about what you're seeing every week. The monthly final is where it's at. And we have monthly finals for multiple games upcoming. All right, you got MK11 Ultimate and all the weeklies in March. Go ahead and put those down on your calendar. Blaze Blue Cross Tag. The young BB tag, that's a game where you definitely get mixed, and your life bar may just deplete a little faster than Soulcalibur. 100 and Birth monthly finals coming on the 30th. Anyponic, I missed the last. Go ahead. Sorry,
the last one is just the next Soulcalibur monthly final.
Yeah. I was thinking about BB tag damage and resets, and it was like, bro, could you imagine if that game was like 2 out of 3 or something? It would be insane.
Yeah, you know, thank God for the guy who decided that game should be 3 out of 5 and came up with all the data and made that happen, right? Yeah, thank God for that guy. I wonder who that was. It was me. It was me.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna let you have that and go ahead and take it, boss. It's all you. It's your floor.
But, you know, this was Soulcalibur. It is the EU monthly finals, and again, for the first time, we are having a different champion than Kiev or Rufus. It's going to be Yin taking place, first place, and $400. Now, you guys can, you know, maybe stage some sort of upset. Join the seat at the table like Yin did today by going to compete.playstation.com. And, you know, you got to go through those weekly qualifiers like Yin did. Remember, Yin did not win any of those weekly qualifiers. Correct. Still made it to this top 8, won the monthly finals. So just putting that out there. You don't have to win those. You just got to qualify. Get to the monthly finals, beat up everybody in your path, $400 in your pocket, all from the comfort of your own home. Compete.playstation.com.
Yes, sir. So with that being said, man, we'd like to thank everybody for coming through, man. You at home, all the competitors, production for sure, man. Y'all have a good one. We'll be back with the NA monthly final for February. For Ebonic Plague, I'm KP. Y'all be easy, man, and we will see you later.
PlayStation.
Let's cut right to it.
Right on cue. Speak it into existence and it shall be. Close your eyes. Don't get blinded by the light. Wolf, 2 touches, and there it is, tournament champion.
PlayStation.